Good morning and welcome to the Foot Locker Cross Country National Championships in San Diego, California, in the heart of San Diego, Morley Field inside Balboa Park, where once again we will crown a national champion at these national finals with, well, the finest collection of high school runners anywhere in the world, all in one spot, all for this great event year after year, the 37th annual. We're so glad you're here, whether it's in person in San Diego where the sky is blue, not a cloud to be seen, or online, family members, friends, teammates, whoever you are. We're pleased that you're here for really some exciting races. Also here, once again, we have the voice of the Foot Locker Cross Country Championships, Tim O'Rourke, the coach, and the human Google search on anything that has to do with these boys and girls. Welcome, Tim.
Thank you. Great to be here.
And we don't have to look far to talk to someone who knows what it's like to be one of these athletes. A three-time finalist in this event right here, also a 2004 Olympian, Carrie Tollefson, back again. Good morning, Carrie.
Thanks, Stephen. It's a pleasure to be back.
All right, things look pretty good. It rained yesterday, but you wouldn't know it when you look out and this beautiful blue sky. Of course, a lot of these boys and girls come from places with real weather, so a little bit of rain, a little bit of slick grass, nothing for them.
My mom would wake me up every morning before dawn. It was hard to get out of bed, but she said I had to go. She worked 2 jobs and probably would have worked 3 if there were more hours in the day. She showed me what it means to be a hard worker. Taught me what it means to be a man. When she got sick, she would tell me that everything is going to be okay, even though I knew it wasn't going to be. I would run to clear my head. I would run to find peace. She would tell me, when you're in a dark place, look for the light, and it will find you. When she passed away, I thought I lost her forever. But she still wakes me up every morning.
37th Annual Foot Locker National Cross Country Championships. Let's talk about the girls. The girls' race is wide open, maybe the most wide open it's been in a decade. Any number of girls could win this national championship. But if we kind of look at the numbers of what's gone on before, usually it's a girl who's been here before that has the best shot. Usually it's a senior, and usually it's someone who won their regional. So we look at our 4 regional winners. What that gives us is Madeline Davison from the Northeast. She meets those criteria. She's a senior, won that region. She certainly has a shot at this also. Taylor Werner from the Midwest. She's a senior with experience also, won that division. And we know those Midwest girls always run really well here in the national championship. You got those 2 other regional winners who are not seniors, but they have the experience. Kaladi from the South dominated that region. She's been running very well this year. Could give us another South champion. Annie Hill, just a sophomore from Montana, won the West Regional. She was 8th in this race last year as just a freshman, and she has been running lights out this year. In the Montana State meet this year, she broke the all-time state record. That means she ran faster than McKenna Morley, who was a 4-time Foot Locker national finalist, Zoe Nelson, a former Foot Locker national champion, and Annie Hill's run faster than all of them. So all those girls have a shot. I think you look at the girls with experience, though. Hannah DeBalsi is back here. She's our top returner. 5th last year, ran great in this race last year. Moved up that hill the second time really well, the big hill, and I think she's got the experience. She's certainly one to watch. And right behind her, Libby Davidson, 6th in this race last year from the South. She's got the experience also. We look for her to run well. And I think the girls out of Texas, Haymack and Gray, great track speed, so you look for them. But I think one thing's for sure, nobody's going to be able to tell you before that race starts who's going to win the girls' race, because it is wide open.
And one of the great things about this event is we get to welcome back some former Foot Locker finalists. And we have an Olympic hopeful with us here this morning. Bria Wedge, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Bria, you're getting ready for a big race coming up here in a couple months.
Yep.
February 13th, the 2016 Marathon Trials for the U.S. Talk about how this race has now prepared you for your professional career.
I think just coming here and getting to race against some of the best in the country set me up well for my future career. Just everyone here is full of talent, and on this day you have to be prepared to run your best.
Yeah, you're sponsored by ASICS,
Yep.
and you are with an ASICS distance training group up in Mammoth.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Oh, it's great. We have 4 men and 4 women up there. I train with Andrew and Dina Castor, and it's up at altitude, so we just get really strong running up there, and then we come down to sea level, and it's like we don't even have to breathe when we're running.
What's it like to have a sponsorship now? I mean, all of these athletes out here are looking to hopefully someday be a professional athlete, and now you have ASICS sponsoring you, and what does that feel like?
Yep, it's just a whole nother community and a good support system to have ASICS behind me and cheering me along and giving me advice and gear to do what I want to do with my dreams.
Awesome.
Bria, thanks so much for stopping by and
Thank
chatting
you.
with us.
It's great to be here.
Thank you. All right, and let's hear now more from the actual girls who will be racing. We have the girls from the Northeast and the West.
Hi, my name is Madeline Davison. I'm a senior from Wexford, Pennsylvania, and I'm homeschooled.
Hi, I'm Jessica Lawson. I'm a junior. I'm from Addison, New York, and I attend Corning High School.
My name's Maria Coffin. I'm a junior. I go to Annapolis High School, and I'm from Annapolis, Maryland.
I'm Hannah Navalzi. I'm a senior, and I go to Staples High School in Westport, Connecticut.
Hi, I'm Brianna Guess. I'm a junior at Haddonfield Memorial High School in Haddonfield, New Jersey.
Hi, I'm Alyssa Aldridge. I'm a sophomore from Mainland Regional in Linwood, New Jersey.
Hi, I'm Ariel Keklak. I'm a senior from Lincoln Sudbury Regional High School, and I live in Sudbury, Massachusetts.
I'm Eleanor Lawler from South Kingstown High School. I'm a sophomore from Wakefield, Rhode Island.
Sage Herda. I'm a senior. I go to Hamilton Central School in Hamilton, New York.
Hi, I'm Catherine Monks. I'm a senior from Monroe Woodbury High School in Chester, New York.
Hi, I'm Annie Hill. I'm a sophomore at Glacier High School in Kalispell, Montana.
I'm Kate Hunter. I'm a junior, and I go to Provo High School, and I'm from Provo.
I'm Olivia Hoy, and I'm a senior from Olympus High School in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Hi, my name's Stephanie Gaskell. I am in 12th grade from Sultana High School. My hometown is Hesperia, California.
My name is Kristen Garcia. I'm in the 10th grade at Cedar Woolley High School, and I live in Cedar Woolley, Washington.
I'm Glennis Murphy. I'm a junior from Redwood High School in Larkspur, California.
Hi, I'm Nikki Zielinski. I'm a senior from Canyon Hill in Anaheim Hills, California.
Hi, I'm Emily Virtue. I'm a sophomore, and I go to John Burroughs High School. I'm from Burbank, California.
My name's McKenna Lee. I'm a sophomore. I go to Weber High School, and I live in Pleasant View, Utah.
My name is Jordan Oakes. I'm a junior. I go to Holy Names Academy in Seattle, Washington.
And we'll meet the rest of the girls in just a moment, but right now we want to say hi to Neely Spence Gracie, who ran this actual race right here 2 times. And good morning to you.
Thank you. Neely, talk about your experience here. I mean, you were 8th your first year, 4th your second year. This is a pretty big deal, and it really kind of got you excited about the sport and you know, your future in it.
It did, absolutely. Coming here and getting to be on a stage like this really set me up to want to continue my career collegiately and then post-collegiately as well. So this definitely really was an impetus for me to want to continue running and training and working hard.
Neely, you just broke 70 minutes for the half marathon, so you're now moving up in distance a little bit. What are your plans this spring for the Olympic trials?
Right now, I'm definitely really excited about the upcoming Olympic year. It's always difficult to know whether to debut in a marathon, you know, at the Olympic trials, or to stick to, you know, something that you're more familiar with. So I'm still in the process of figuring out what my plans are for the spring season. But whatever it is, I'm excited about what's to come.
What kind of advice does your dad give you as an Olympian, and now it's the Olympic year?
Yeah, of course. So, you know, my dad was in the Olympics in '92, and unfortunately I was a baby at that time, so I don't really remember it. But it's nice to have him as a sounding board, and he definitely has solid advice. And I remember when I was here at the Foot Locker Championship, he said, Neely, this is like the Olympics for being in high school. So all these kids out here today are really experienced.
The Midwest.
I'm a junior in Heritage High School. I'm from Leesburg, Virginia.
I'm Nevada Marino. I'm a junior. I attend Leesville Road High School in Raleigh, North Carolina.
My name is Libby Davidson. I'm a junior at East Glass High School, and I'm from Lynchburg, Virginia.
I'm Lindsay Billings. I'm a senior at Northview High School from Johns Creek, Georgia.
I'm Julia Haymack. I'm a junior at Lamar High School, and I'm from Houston, Texas.
I'm Abby Gray. I'm a senior at Alma Heights High School in San Antonio, Texas.
My name is Emma Grace Hurley. I'm a senior at Fellowship Christian School, and I'm from Roswell, Georgia.
I'm Savannah Carnahan. I'm a senior at South Forsyth High School, and I'm from Swanee, Georgia.
Hi, I'm Logan Morris. I'm a senior from Inman, South Carolina, and I go to Spartanburg Christian Academy.
My name is Anna Vess. I'm a senior from A.C. Reynolds High School, and I'm from Fairview, North Carolina.
Taylor Werner, senior, St. Genevieve High School in Bloomsdale, Missouri.
I'm Judy Pendergast. I go to Naperville North High School where I'm a senior, and I'm from Naperville, Illinois.
My name is Mary Jean Gilbert. I'm a senior, and I go to Peoria Notre Dame High School in Peoria, Illinois.
My name's Lauren Johnson. I'm a senior from West Lafayette High School, and I'm from West Lafayette, Indiana.
I'm Sarah Leinheiser. I'm a junior, and I go to Carmel High School, and I'm from Carmel, Indiana.
I'm Madison Troy. I'm a sophomore. I'm from Granville High School in Granville, Michigan.
I'm Aubrey Roberts. I'm a senior, and I'm from Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Hi, my name's Emma Wilson. I am a senior at Romeo High School, and I'm from Romeo, Michigan.
Stephanie Jenks. I am a senior, and I go to Linn-Mar High School, and I'm from Aurora, Iowa.
I'm Kayla Young. I'm a junior from Denver North High School in Denver.
This morning we're recognizing outstanding athletic achievement here with these 80 boys and girls, and recognizing outstanding athletic achievement every day in San Diego. We have the acting executive director of the San Diego Hall of Champions, Drew Moser. And Drew, you have a little friend with you here as well.
Yeah, this is Blake. He's itching to get down and run with everybody out here. But no, thanks for having us out. We're just down the road in Balboa Park. We celebrate, just like you said, outstanding athletic achievement. And so if you get to compete in this race, hell, you're doing something. And so we're excited to be here. We also provide programming, sports programming to the community. So in many ways, this is right in our sweet spot. And we're happy to play a supporting role here with Foot Locker and Janine Zox and her team that does just a heck of a job pulling off a first-class event year after year.
Drew, thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks for all that you do with the Hall of Champions, just in support of this event through the years. It's a lot of fun, and you know what? I expect to see him out there on the course, and I will give him a few years.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Drew. Let's talk about the course. Let's hear more about what we can expect today, and here's Carrie with that.
Well, here we're at the course preview, and listen, this is the start of the race. They're going to come down this little hill, enter the woods, and then start heading up. And we're seeing now 80 of our best nation's runners looking at the course for the first time today, or the second, third time if they've been here before. But as they come out of the woods, this is about a half a mile or the 2-mile mark on the second loop. I think this is really an important part of the course because a lot of the fans are going to be cheering, and they're really going to be getting into either the first loop where they're going to think about their race strategy, or if they're on their second loop, they're going to think about that final mile.
Well, the first part of the course, it's a downhill, and everybody says it's a fast downhill because these kids are young, they're hungry, full of talents, and they're used to going out in front. So the first part of the race is keeping yourself cool, comfortable, in control, and then you make your move in the second part of the race.
For me, the hardest part was the years we went out a little too fast. So just going out in control is probably the best advice I was ever given to run here.
All right, as the kids enter the hill here on their pre-race course preview, this is one of the hardest parts of the course, but maybe the most fun part of the course. For me, I loved it. You enter the hill here, and you climb, and you make sort of a little bit of a right-hand turn, go up, and you have a little bit of a flat spot on the top of the hill, and then you get to come down this wonderful, very steep and very fast downhill. All right, Alan, so we're talking about the course here. What's your favorite part of it?
The hill, uphill. That's where you got to be tough.
Yeah.
You got to be tough, and that's where people get broken.
The back hill is the most crucial part of the race, especially the second time around. First time around, you don't feel it. Second time, you feel the sting.
I think it really comes down to the second part of the course. In the second part of the course, you're going up that hill the second time. That's when you can see who has something left. If that person's strong and they're going to win the race, they're coming down that hill really fast.
How did you control yourself on the downhill? Because there's still 500, 600 meters to go before the finish line.
Oh, I just made sure, I would really relax, but I would make sure I'm, paying attention not to fall down because, you got people around you and it's so steep. But I think the downhill is part of the recovery. I think that's the way I looked at it, is you get to recover and then bring it in home.
I think this is the most exciting part of the course. They've come down the hill. They've been on the flat, a little tiny incline here, and right here where I'm standing is about 150 meters to the finish line. They have their last incline and then a little decline to the finish line to claim the national champion or place in the top 40 for boys and girls in the country.
So this is the 37th year. 37 years. This race is almost as old as you are, Tim.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes. It's been, this is the proving ground. This is where you take your first steps to being a national caliber runner. And it's borne itself out over the years as you look at our Olympic team. 2012, every American male, except for ones who are not born in the U.S., ran here. Every sub-4 minute milers run here. This is where you take those first steps.
It's fun to see the professional athletes come back and get excited to be here. You can just tell this is sort of like a family.
Oh my gosh, when you come over the bridge to go to the Del Coronado, my stomach still gets I get those butterflies because I'm here to race, here to get my game face on, and it is such an important event for an athlete to be able to compete in if you are one of the best in the country, and it's an honor to be able to call myself a Foot Locker alum.
This year's collection of athletes, how do they hold up with past?
As good as any year. As good as any year. We've got boys that are approaching 4 minutes in track. We've got girls who run close to 2 minutes, close to 4:40 on the track. We've got girls and boys that are about to step onto the national stage at a college level, and they're here today.
Well, we've heard from the girls. Now let's hear from some of the boys. Meet the boys from the Northeast and the West.
My name's Noah Affolter. I'm a junior. I'm from Carthage, New York, and I go to Carthage High School.
Jake Brophy, senior, Central Bucks East High School, New Hope, Pennsylvania.
Hi, I'm Connor Lundy. I'm a senior at Fordham Prep, and I live in Crestwood, New York.
Hi, I'm Joshua Clark, senior at Highland Regional in Blackwood, New Jersey.
Hi, my name is Eric Vanderels. I'm a senior at Brian McMahon High School in Norwalk, Connecticut.
Hi, I'm Viraj Deokar. I'm a senior at Middlesex School, and I live in Acton, Massachusetts.
Hi, I'm Joe Dragon. I'm a senior at High Point Regional High School, and I'm from Sussex County, New Jersey.
I'm Matt Grossman. I'm a junior. I go to Milburn High School in Milburn, New Jersey.
I'm Gabe Altop. I'm a senior from Ridgefield High School from Ridgefield, Connecticut.
I'm Marcelo Rocha. I am a junior at Peabody High School in Peabody, Massachusetts.
Garrick Bilacek, senior, East High, Salt Lake City.
Hello, I'm Philip Rocha. I'm a senior at Arcadia High School, and my hometown is Azusa, California.
I'm Talon Hull. I'm a junior from Weber High School in Ogden, Utah.
I'm Dylan Scarsoni. I'm a senior. I go to Canyon of Anaheim Hills, and I'm from Anaheim Hills, California.
My name is Tebabu Proctor. I'm a junior. I'm from the Northwest School, and I'm from Seattle.
Hi, my name is Jack Van Scoter. I'm a senior at Flintridge Preparatory School in La Cañada, Flintridge, and I live in Pasadena, California.
My name's Justin Jenke. I'm a senior from North Central High School in Spokane, Washington.
I'm Michael Verno, and I'm a junior from Davis Senior High School in California.
I'm Connor Arnell. I'm a senior. I go to Lehigh High School, and I live in Saratoga Springs, Utah.
Hello, my name is Jackson Messler. I'm a senior at Sheldon High School in Eugene, Oregon.
And the Foot Locker alums just keep rolling by the set here. We want to welcome Craig Fories, who ran this race back in 2006 and is now gearing up for an Olympic ride, hopefully. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
So, Craig, you were second here. What does that feel like to have that on your resume?
Well, I always tell people I'm the first loser, but it was a great experience for me. It was a huge thrill to win the regional that year, and I kind of came in a year that there was no clear-cut favorite, so there was one of 10 or more guys that could have won this race, and I wound up second. And as I said last night to the athletes, I walked away happy. I thought I ran a good race. I made an attempt to steal it early on, and I actually bled some ground after that, but rallied late to get second. So it was a victory for me, and I'm still racing all those guys that could have won that year and didn't. And we're all still solid friends and get to beat up on each other for the decade after this race.
Yeah,
so.
You do remain friends, and you're now sponsored by the ASICS Berman Elite Group. Talk about that real quick.
Yeah, so I joined from an elite 3 years ago now, and just recently, this past year, ASICS partnered with us, and it's been really nice not to have to buy running shoes anymore, and they've been really, really generous to us, and it's hopefully going to take our group to the next level as we have 8 A standards at the moment, and hopefully more counting. So yeah, it's obviously a big year for everyone, but we're hoping to turn it on right at the right time for ASICS and for Furman.
Well, good luck to you at the trials.
Thank you very much.
Great luck to you, Craig, in the steeplechase, and we hope to see you in Rio. Just saw some inspiring images and some music, get us all pumped up there from ASICS. And with ASICS, we have Greg Macias, who is the Director of Marketing. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
For you, just being here as a fan and a spectator, it's got to be fun.
Yeah, I mean, the energy as you're walking up is amazing. You know, just to kind of see everybody, a little nervous energy, positive energy, just the atmosphere, and just really just a crazy, beautiful day here.
We've heard from a number of the athletes here who have gone on to the professional ranks and are now affiliated with ASICS. Mm-hmm. What does it mean to have such a fine collection of Americans wearing your gear?
You know, I just think I always think it's awesome. It's our job to kind of manage the athletes, but at the same time, we're fans of them. You know, they're so amazing at what they do, and really to see the up and coming talent too. So we're really here to kind of, see who's next really, and what the potential is, and it's awesome.
Some good stuff out there for Christmas for people if they need to,
awesome stuff. Yeah.
Greg, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Appreciate
Thank
ASIC's
you.
involvement with this great event over the years. And now let's hear from some of those kids who will be racing.
Okay.
Anybody who's won this race has gone on to do big things in the next stage, whether that's college or professional running. So even people who don't win, there's the competition level at this race is unbelievable, and I'm just excited to race and throw my hat in the ring for the win.
And making like a ton of new friends, of course, and coming out with a team. And I still talk to all of those girls. We have a group message, and it still goes on today. Same people in it, and I was really excited to, do a course a second time that I'm more familiar with this time. I mean, I had no clue what I was getting myself into last year, and I just had a lot of fun. And this year, I'm just more aware of how everything works now, and I'm not as confused and everything, so I'm just ready to have a good weekend.
I just think it's it's the most prestigious cross-country race, obviously, and I think if you look at all the runners who have run this course before, it's so historic. I just wanted to be a part of that, and I'm just really excited for this weekend.
My experience here last year was the best I've ever had in my life. Staying at the Coronado was just amazing. Running at Balboa was such a unique experience, and just getting to compete with an elite group of guys, really, it makes you feel like you really belong in the sport, and so I feel like I belong back here.
Such a good experience, and I'm just so thankful for it because I know so many people do so many things to put it on, and I think just coming back makes me appreciate it even more.
Well, we have the great opportunity to hear from someone who knows what it's like to win this race, not just run in it, but win it. Sarah Hall, welcome back.
Thank you. It's great to be back here. Sarah, you kind of worked your way up to that win. So let's talk about that. All the time we think maybe you need to see the position you want to finish at, but you worked your way right back up from the back of the pack. Talk about that.
Yeah, that was always my strategy when I was young. I like to go out conservative and then just keep picking people off and gaining momentum as I went. So hopefully runners that are listening to this right now, you can just get momentum by passing someone in front of you and just keep it rolling.
Yeah, Sarah, you're getting ready for the 2016 marathon trials and the track trials. Probably we see you race all different events. How has this race really, propelled you for a professional?
This race is really still one of my favorite moments in my career, and it's something I draw on still to this day, just because winning it as a senior, it looked really unlikely earlier in the season, and I just kept visualizing this finish of this race because I wanted it more than any other race I'd ever in high school, and I didn't let go of that goal. I just kept visualizing it, and I don't think I was the fittest person on that day, but I think my body just knew what to do, and it just taught me never to let go of my goals, even when they're looking unlikely earlier on, and to just chipping away and doing what I could.
Real quick piece of advice for the athletes that are now gathering around there.
Yeah, I would just say the hard work is done, and for you guys now, the main thing is not to let the nerves keep you from enjoying it. Like, if you focus on the nerves are really just your excitement to get out there and do what you've been created to do and what you've trained for. So just let it be excitement that flows out.
Nice. Good luck to you this year.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by, Sarah. Now let's hear from the rest of the boys from the Midwest and the South.
Drew Hunter, senior at Loudoun Valley High School in Purcellville, Virginia.
My name is Gannon Wilcuts, and I am a senior at Western Albemarle High School in Crozet, Virginia.
I'm Jonathan Lamagda. I'm a senior at Cox High School in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
I'm Reed Brown. I am a junior in high school. I go to Carroll Senior High School, and I live in Grapevine, Texas.
Hi, I'm Luke Mead. I'm a senior at Sullivan East High School in Bluff City, Tennessee.
My name is Waleed Suleiman. I'm a junior. I came from Douglas South Hall Freeman from Richmond, Virginia.
My name is Cole Dowdy. I'm a senior from South Oldham High School in Crestwood, Kentucky.
I'm Josh Jakes. I'm a senior at Lyman High School, and I'm from Orlando, Florida.
Micah Pratt. I'm a junior. I'm homeschooled from Lynchburg, Virginia.
Stephen Cross. I'm a senior at Merritt Island High School in Merritt Island, Florida.
Jonathan Davis. I'm in 12th grade. I'm from Oakwood High School in Oakwood, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Paul Roberts I'm a senior from Lyons, Colorado, hometown of Boulder.
I'm Ben Veach. I'm from Carmel, Indiana. I go to Carmel High School, and I'm a senior.
I'm Andrew Jordan from Watkins Memorial High School. I'm a senior in Pataskala, Ohio.
I'm Braden Law. I'm a senior at Homestead High School, and I live in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
My name is Seth Hirsch. I'm a junior at Millard West, and I'm from Omaha, Nebraska.
My name is Matthew Pereira. I'm a junior at Lake Zurich High School, and I'm from Killdeer, Illinois.
My name is Finn Gessner. I'm a junior from Madison, Wisconsin. My school is Madison La Follette High School.
Isaac Harding. I'm a senior. I go to Rockford High School in Rockford, Michigan.
My name is Christian Noble. I'm a senior at Mount Vernon High School in Greenfield, Indiana.
You know, for some of those boys we just heard from, this will be their second time running in this race. And Rachel Johnson, you ran in this race twice.
Yeah.
So we're curious, what is it like coming back? How has it changed as a two-time runner?
Yeah, you know, it's really, really fun just coming back and being back for a second time. You kind of know what the course is like and what the competition is like. So it really gives you kind of a head start ahead of everyone else, just knowing kind of what you're getting into when you come here.
So you were 9th in 2009 and then 2nd in 2010.
Yeah.
How do you think you improved those 7 places? Was it something you did differently on the course? Because
was part of what the success was, but then just training and having another year under my belt was also really helpful, and just getting the experience, like you said. Yeah, it was a lot of fun and just great to be back a second time.
So training now, let's talk about that. You're getting ready for the Olympic trials this spring.
I am.
You're sponsored by ASICS. What does it feel like to be a pro?
It's awesome. It's really a dream come true. That was kind of my goal whenever I got out of college, and just being able to see pros like in high school whenever I came here, that was always the dream. So I'm headed to the trials in steeplechase, and just excited for that and excited to see how I do.
Well, good luck to you. Have
Thank
fun.
you. Yeah.
Hope to see you in Rio. Thanks so much for stopping by, Rachel.
Today is day 1,202 of my running streak.
The whole thing is I have to run before midnight. I will leave like a party or something at like 11:50, like in my jeans, and I'll be like, I'll be right back. And so I'll go run around the block or something. As long as it's 1 mile, I've done it. My dad had this running streak where he ran every single day from the late 70s to the mid 80s. He ran for a little over 4.5 years until he injured his knee. He died 4 years ago, and we found his journal with all of these entries that he had. The day he ran, the time, how far he went. That's when I felt like, okay, I can do this. This will be the way that I run with him, because I never got to. When I see like the routes that he ran, I'll do that same route, and I kind of feel like, wow, he did this 32 years ago or whatever. Yeah, it's kind of special to me. My name is Sam Khan, and this is why I run.
And welcome back once again. We have another professional who is eyeing greater things, maybe a little Olympic run. Lucas Verzbickas, welcome. Thank you for stopping by.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So, Lucas, you're a two-time winner from here. You have run the sub-4-minute mile for a high schooler, and now you are hoping to make the Olympic team in the triathlon. Talk about your chances there and how you're recovering from your big crash you had a couple years ago.
It's been a long recovery. 3 years now since having a big bike crash. I broke my back, and it was pretty bad news, but I'm back at it, and finally had a full season of staying healthy and put in a really good base. And now we're going to start some small races in January, February, and work our way up towards the Olympic trials, which are in May 15th.
What does it feel like to be in that small group of two-time winners here at the Foot Locker National Championships?
Oh, it's a great honor. It's a very select group, and for me, being a multi-sport athlete is even a bigger honor to be among all the great running legends.
You are one of those 7 that have broken the 4-minute mile for a high schooler. Is that still one of your favorite stats?
Yeah, it was my last track race, and it was a lot of fun, and I did it in pretty bad conditions. We had rain and wind, and to do it in that meant even more.
Yeah. Quick piece of advice for the guys out here today. What was your favorite part of the course?
I know my favorite part was the hill, because that's where I always would make my move, and that's where I would win my race, and I think we'll see a lot of that here today.
Well, good luck to you at the trials.
Thank you.
Lucas, thanks a lot for stopping by. As if that ASICS commercial isn't inspiration enough, we have more. Katie McGregor, a 7-time U.S.
Me. Hey, Katie, you're coaching the Midwest this year. Talk about some of the advice you've given these guys.
Over there, so we don't need to tell them that much. They know what they're doing.
So you've been on 11 times. You've been on a
I think, the number one thing, continuing just to love the sport in general. It starts here at a young age, and then just goals every single year, setting something of going after it and trying to reach
something that we all need to do. But now as you become a runner, how are you tired runner? How are you using this to catapult your future?
I think the number one thing is I just love the sport so much, and now that you're really selfish when you're a professional runner, you don't have time for a lot of other things, and anything you can do to give back to the sport, and really just enjoy coming out here and watching other people succeed and be successful. Anything I can do to kind of help them get to where they want to be in the future, I think it's great. And I think there's a lot of us out here that continue to do that, to continue to be a part of the sport and try to give back. And we're inspired by these high school runners, just like everybody else out here. They're amazing, and it's going to be exciting to watch them race today.
Nice. Well, thanks, Katie.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Katie. Well, it is not an easy road to get here. I mean, they have to go through so much, and sort of been along for the ride with them. Check out this video of what it takes just to get here. You know, we mentioned it earlier, Carrie, you ran this race 3 times. Ed Torres, welcome. You ran this race 3 times. So that means between the 3 of us, we ran this race 6 times.
Nice.
Yeah, it's, you know, this race is great. We see people here, the cream rises to the top, and these young athletes are right here, and we get the honor to see them begin a journey that's going to last them for the next, 12 to 15 years. And in the near future, we're going to see these future Olympians out here, and it's great to see this journey begin right here.
Yeah, Ed, last night you were inducted into the Hall of Fame. What does it feel like? I mean, we feel like we're in this family from day one, but now, you're moving up now because you're in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, well, I guess, yeah. Now I'm permanently one of the family members of the Foot Locker now, and it's a great honor. And my brother and I both started here, and we definitely see this as like what as very special for us because we started right here at Foot Locker.
You have a pretty big role now in long distance running, and let's talk about that. Your new role with USATF.
Oh yeah, so I'm the men's long distance running chairman, and next in February, a few weeks from now, we're going to see the Olympians. Qualified to Olympics in the marathon in LA. So everybody who's around this area in San Diego expected to be out there cheering on for your future Olympians up here.
Yeah. Talk real quick about maybe one of your most critical parts of this race.
I think the most critical part about this race is that I remember my sophomore year running here, and what I remember about this course is that big hill over there. It just always stuck in my head. And that's a breaking point of every move right there. I feel like if you don't use that to your strength, or figure out how to fight through that whole the struggle going up there, you lose a race right there. And
congrats again on the Hall of Fame induction.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Army, I never ran alone. Every day, 0. Run as a unit. If someone falls behind, you pick them up, keep going. My platoon sergeant called it the push. That fight within yourself, to go harder, to give more. How'd the push go, he'd ask. Better than yesterday, worse than tomorrow. That was the only acceptable response. My brothers and I fought through it together. And when I run with them. Those who made it home, and those who didn't. We run as a unit and keep going. Together, we prove that our only limits are the ones we set ourselves. In the Army, I never ran alone.
How'd the push go?
I still don't.
This is the Foot Locker Cross Country National Championships, and Janine Zox with Foot Locker is here. We know what Foot Locker means to this race. Without it, we might not have it. But what does this race mean to Foot Locker?
This race means to Foot Locker is everything. For 37 years, we've been able to watch young high school athletes begin their career here. They've started, they were scared, and then they've gone on to greatness. And that's the unique thing about this race is we see them grow, and they then come back and give back to us. And it's a race that really, really shows the passion of who we are, Foot Locker is, and what we stand for. And we stand for having fun and being able to play to win. And we feel like we're playing to win with these kids on the line today.
I know it's about the athletes, but a lot goes into this, Janine. Talk about that, because you don't just show up here and it just sort of magically happens.
It's a great team effort. We have a great team here in San Diego that really puts this race on, but it's also throughout the United States that we have people from the Northeast, from the Midwest, the South. It's one big cohesive family that puts this on, and that's what this race is about. It's a family race. And I'll never forget, Meb Kefleski, the most decorated American athlete runner out there now. I mean, he saw this race because he was playing soccer with his brother, and he came out and ran the next year and placed third. I got these kids over here that came an hour away that asked me for my autograph. I'm like, are you kidding me? So it's the passion, it's the love of running and this sport that really makes us want to put this out for the community and also for the world.
We love it here.
Janine, thanks so much for stopping
Thank
by
you.
and sharing your thoughts. And let's hear from some of the girls who'll be racing in just a few minutes.
Well, it's super exciting to get a second opportunity. I was really disappointed with how I finished last year. And I think it's really good to come back now with a better knowledge of what goes on here and the course and how the race usually goes, and that'll definitely help me, I think.
It's a really fun experience to come down to California at some place different and be able to compete against the best runners in the nation.
I really like it. People in here are really politeness, and I made a lot of friends, so it's really nice. I really like it.
Foot Locker is just awesome. Like, I love coming here. It's one of those one-in-a-lifetime experiences, and it's really cool to meet all the athletes and the professional athletes, and just San Diego. I mean, it's San Diego. But also to be able to compete with those high-level athletes you hear about, I think that's really cool.
And as we get ready for the girls' race, I don't think we can understate the fact that we're likely looking at some future champions at the collegiate level, maybe some record holders, and maybe some Olympians here.
Oh, certainly. In fact, the NCAA championship last year, the winner on the women's side, the winner on the men's side, both Foot Locker national champions. So right from here to the stars, if you will, yeah.
What kind of race will this be with the girls this year?
Well, the girls, it's a pretty wide open race. We don't have a defending champion. We have a lot of girls that have run very well this year. You could pick any number of maybe 8 or 9 girls that is favorite. I don't think anybody'd argue with you about that.
Carrie, you ran this race. You know what they're thinking right now. What's going through their minds?
They're just ready to get their names called, run down those stars, and get to that start line. Because you know what? Right now is probably the hardest part. I said this last year on the telecast. This is one of the hardest parts of the morning, is getting ready for the race. So I think once that gun goes off, it's like a relief. Like, here we go. I can show my talent, all my hard work. And it's usually the last race of the season for them. So it's fun to get it over with.
Well, we see them over there warmed up, getting stretched out, maybe a little butterflies. It's all good stuff. We want to welcome back the Morse High School Junior ROTC. The color guard is here with us this morning. And please stand for our national anthem as we have Gina and Julia Bulios.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Gina and Julia, thank you so much. Thank you to the Morse High School Junior ROTC. We are zeroing in on the start of this great race, the Foot Locker Cross Country Championships in 2015.
Now it is our pleasure to introduce to you the top 40 young high school female distance runners in the country. We'd like to start with our Northeast girls under the leadership of their director, Phil Zoda. Led by their captains, 8-time NCAA Division II champion, 2-time Foot Locker national finalist, Neely Gracie. Second here in 2010, 6-time All-American. And the year. Last year she was Monroe's MVP in cross country. Regional, Catherine Monks. High in New York. She won her third Class D 800 and 1500. She'll attend the University of Colorado in the fall. Ninth in the Northeast Regional, Sage Herta. Wearing bib 18, a sophomore from South Kingstown High School in Wakefield, Rhode Island. She's the 2015 Rhode Island State Cross Country Champion. She ran 5:01 last year to win the state title as a freshman in the mile. She placed 8th in the Northeast region, Eleanor Lawler. Wearing bib 17, a senior from Lincoln Sudbury Regional in Sudbury, Massachusetts. She won the Massachusetts Division I Cross Country Championship this year. In track, she was the indoor state champion at 1,000, the outdoor state champion at 1,600. She'll be going to Wake Forest in the fall. 7th in the Northeast region, Ariel Keklak. Wearing bib 16, a sophomore from Mainland Regional High in Linwood, New Jersey. This year she won the conference, sectional, and group 3 championships. Then she went on to capture first place in the New Jersey Meet of Champions. 6th in the in the Northeast region, Alyssa Aldridge. Wearing bib 15, a junior from Haddonville Memorial in New Jersey. In 2013, as just a freshman, she finished 13th in the Foot Locker Nationals. She's been a state champion in both cross country and track. She's run 4:45 for 1,600 on the track. 5th in the Northeast Regional, Brianna Guess. Wearing bib 14, a senior out of Staples High in Westport, Connecticut. She's our top returner from last year's finals. In her 2 appearances here, she's placed 5th and 2nd. This year, she once again was the Connecticut State Champion and the New England Champion. She's run 4:47 for 1,600, 9:55 for 32. She'll be going to Stanford in the fall. 4th in the region, Hannah DeBalsi. Wearing bib 13, a junior from Annapolis, Maryland. She dominated the Maryland 4A state championships this year, winning by more than 30 seconds. She set course records at the Seahawk Invitational and the Bull Run. 3rd in her region, Maria Coffin. Another wearing bib number 12, a junior from Corning Painted Post in Addison, New York. This is her 2nd trip to the Foot Locker National Championships. This year she won the Manhattan Eastern States race, set a new course record. Twice she's been the New York Federation champion. In 2014, she was state track champion at both indoors and outdoors at 3,000. Runner-up in the Northeast region, Jessica Lawson. Wearing bib number 11, a senior. She's homeschooled from Wexford, Pennsylvania. She was the Foot Locker National finalist last year. She was the Pennsylvania State Champion at 3,200 meters on the track in the spring. She's run 4:47 for the mile, 10:27 for 3,200. She'll be going to Syracuse in the fall. She was the winner of our Foot Locker Northeast Regional, Madeline Davison. And now introducing our girls from the South, our defending team champions, led by their captain, 4-time Foot Locker finalist, 2-time NCAA champion, Emily Sisson. Now wearing bib number 30, a senior from AC Reynolds High in Fairview, North Carolina. This year she won her 2nd consecutive North Carolina State Cross Country Championship. She won the state championship in track at 800, 16, and 3,200 meters. She's committed to North Carolina in the fall. 10th in the South region, Anna Vess. Wearing bib 29, a senior from Spartanburg Christian Academy in Inman, South Carolina. This is her 2nd year at the Foot Locker Nationals. She has won 7 individual state titles in cross country and an incredible 16 individual titles in track. She's headed for Clemson in the fall. 9th in the region, Logan Morris. Wearing now bib 28, a senior from South Forsyth High in Suwanee, Georgia. Runner-up this year in the Georgia 6A cross-country championships. She placed in the state meet last year in both the 16 and 3,200. She'll be going to Furman in the fall. 8th in the region, Savannah Carnahan. Wearing bib 27, a senior from Fellowship Christian High in Roswell, Georgia. She made it here last year and placed 24th. She was the 2014 Georgia State Champion in cross country, the 2015 State Champion at 3,200 on the track. She's going to Furman also in the fall. 7th in the South region, Emma Grace Hurley. Wearing bib 26, a senior from Alamo Heights High in San Antonio, Texas. This is her 2nd time qualifying for the Nationals. This year she won the Texas State 5A Cross Country Championship. She was the state champion track in 2014 at both 16 and 3,200. She's going to be a Razorback at Arkansas next year. 6th in the region, Abby Gray. Wearing bib 25, a junior from Lamar High School in Houston, Texas. The Texas 6A champion in cross country this year. She was state champion at 3,200 meters in the track. She placed 8th in the World Youth Championships at 1,500 meters last year. She holds the state record in Texas for 1,600 meters at 4:40. 5th in the South region, Julia Haymack. Wearing bib 24, a senior from Northview High in Johns Creek, Georgia. She won her 3rd consecutive Georgia State cross-country title this year. Twice she has been the Georgia State champ at 3,200, and she is the state record holder at that distance. She's going to Duke in the fall, 4th in the South region. This is Lindsay Billings. Wearing bib 23, a junior from E.C. Glass High in Lynchburg, Virginia. That's just a sophomore. She placed 6th here last year in the Foot Locker Nationals. She has twice been the Virginia State champion in cross country. She's been the state champion at indoor and outdoor track 10 times. 3rd in the South region, Libby Davidson. Wearing bib 22, a junior from Leesville Road in Raleigh, North Carolina. This year she was the North Carolina State 4A champion in cross country. State champ at 1,000 and 1,600 meters indoors. She has run 4:43 for 1,600, 10:02 for 3,200. Runner-up in the South region, this is Nevada Marino. And wearing bib 21, a junior from Heritage Leesburg High in Virginia. She placed 20th last year in the Foot Locker National Championships. This year she won her conference regional championships and then capped off by winning the Virginia State title in cross country. She dominated the South region, winning by 22 seconds. Wayne Kaladi. And now we'd like to introduce you to our top 10 girls from the Midwest under the leadership of their director, Peter Hankus. And their captains, a 7-time USA champion, 3-time NCAA champion, Katie McGregor. And not down on the track here, but up in the booth with us, another of their captains, 2004 Olympian, 3-time USA champion, 5-time NCAA champion, and 3 times here at Foot Locker, Carrie Tollefson. And now to our girls here. Wearing bib number 40, a junior from Denver North High School in Westminster, Colorado. She placed 2nd in the Colorado State 4A Cross Country Championships this year, 2nd in the state at 3,200 on the track. Our 10th qualifier from the Midwest, Kayla Young. Wearing bib 39, a junior from Linn-Mar High in Aurora, Iowa. This is her 3rd year qualifying for Foot Locker Nationals, having placed 9th and 15th in her first 2 appearances. She's been the Iowa State champion in cross country. She's captured 8 individual state titles in track. She's going to the University of California in the fall. 9th in our region, this is Stephanie Jenks. Wearing bib 38, a senior from Romeo High in Washington, Michigan. She's been all-state the past 2 years, and this year was a regional champion while setting a new course record. She's run 10:32 for 3,200. Off to Syracuse in the fall, our 8th qualifier from the Midwest, Emma Wilson. Wearing bib 37, a senior from Eau Claire Memorial High in Wisconsin. This year in cross country, she was the Wisconsin State Division I champion. She was also state champion at 3,200 on the track last spring. She'll attend Northwestern in the fall. 7th in the region, Aubrey Roberts. Wearing bib 36, a sophomore from Granville High in Michigan. After winning her conference and regional championships, she went on to capture the Michigan Division I State Cross Country Championship. She was 6th in the region, Madison Troy. Wearing bib 35, a junior from Carmel High in Indiana. She won the regional, semi-state, and Indiana State Cross Country Championships this year. Twice she's been all-state in cross country. 5th in our Midwest region, Sarah Leineiser. Wearing bib 34, a senior from West Lafayette High in Indiana, part of the Indiana State Championship 4x800 meter relay team in track. This year she placed 3rd in the state cross country championships, and she was 4th in our regional. This is Lauren Johnson. Wearing bib number 33, a senior from Peoria Notre Dame High in Illinois. Last year she placed 12th in the Foot Locker National Championship. She was also the Illinois Gatorade Cross Country Runner of the Year. This year, once again, she captured the Illinois State 2A Cross Country Championship, and she appeared in Sports Illustrated this week. She'll attend Notre Dame in the fall. 3rd in the region, Mary Jean Gilbert. Wearing bib 32, a senior from Naperville North High in Illinois. This year she won the Illinois 3A state championship in cross country. In the spring she won the Illinois state title at 3,200 meters. She's run 450 for that distance. Next fall she will be attending Harvard University. Runner-up in the Midwest region, this is Judy Pendergast. Wearing bib 31, a senior from St. Genevieve High in Bloomsdale, Missouri. She is already a two-time Foot Locker All-American, having placed 13th and 10th in her first two appearances here. This year she won the 4th consecutive Missouri State cross-country title. She's already won 11 individual state titles in track. She's run 4:44 for 1,600, 10:19 for 3,200. She's off to Arkansas next fall. Our Foot Locker Midwest Regional Champion, Taylor Werner. And now we go to the West under the leadership of their director, Doug Todd, and their captains, a 7-time All-American at Stanford and a former Foot Locker national champion, Sarah Hall. And a 2005 Foot Locker finalist, and she's already qualified for next year's Olympic trials in the marathon, Bria Wetch. And now our top 10 girls from the West here. Wearing bib number 50, a junior from Holy Names Academy in Seattle, Washington. She was undefeated in the Washington State competition the entire year, including not only winning the 3A state title, but running the fastest time of any of the division champions. 10th in the West Regional, Jordan Oaks. Wearing bib 49, a sophomore from Weaver High in Pleasant View, Utah. After winning the regional championship, she went on to place 2nd in the Utah 5A state championships, 9th in the West region. This is McKenna Lee. Wearing bib number 48, a sophomore from John Burroughs High in Burbank, California. Runner-up in the California Southern Section Championships, and she went on to place 6th in the California State Meet in Division I, 8th in the West region. This is Emily Virtue. Wearing bib 47, a senior from Canyon High in Anaheim Hills, California. She was the sweepstakes champion of the Mount Sac Invitational this year. In 2014, she placed in both the 16 and 3,200 in the Kansas State Championships. She is committed to the University of Washington in the fall, 7th in the West region. This is Nikki Zielinski. Wearing bib number 46, a junior from Redwood High in Larkspur, California. She was the county champion in cross country and regional champion in 1,600 on the track. 6th in the West region, Glennis Murphy. Wearing bib 45, just a sophomore from Cedro Woolley High in Washington. She was runner-up in the Washington State 2A Championships. Last year as a freshman, 4:57 on the track for 1,600, 10:55 for their 3,200. 5th in the West region, Kristen Garcia. Wearing bib 44, a senior from Sultana High in Hesperia, California. She dominated the Southern Section Championships this year and won that title. Then she ran away from everyone to easily win the California State Division III Cross Country Championship. 4th in the West region, Stephanie Gaskell. Wearing bib 43, a senior from Olympus High in Salt Lake City, Utah. Runner-up in the Utah 4A State Championships this year. She's going to be running for BYU in the fall. 3rd in the West region, Olivia Hoy. And wearing bib 42, a junior from Provo, Utah. This year she won the Utah 4A State Championship for the 2nd year in a row. She was state champion at both 800 and 3,200 on the track. She finished as a runner-up in our West Regional, Kate Hunter. And wearing bib 41, a sophomore from Glacier High in Kalispell, Montana. As just a freshman, she placed 8th last year here in this race. This year, she not only repeated as the Montana Class AA state champion, but she also ran the fastest time ever in state meet history. She won the NXN Northwest Regional this year. She ran 4:47 for 1,600 as just a freshman. She's our Foot Locker West Regional champion, Annie Hill.
So here we go. We are just a few seconds really away from the start of this thing. Carrie, your final thoughts as we get ready to go.
What a perfect day to race amongst the 40 best girls in the country. You guys are in for a real treat, and I can't wait for that gun to go off.
I wonder who's more nervous, the girls or their parents?
I think the parents, actually, but I know now as a spectator, it's worse being a spectator than it is being the runner. So I hope they all have a fun race out there. They'll never forget it, and good luck to all you ladies.
Always a special moment as we see the individual teams come together, kind of pump each other up. I mean, this is we've talked about it, a small family here.
It is a small family, and regardless of how you finish today, it's always fun to win the race. But if you are 1 through 40 here today, you will never forget your time here, and it is always something you'll be honored to have on your resume.
Any strategy with the individual teams?
Oh gosh, Tim, you know more about the teams.
It is a team competition. We do have it, and the South is our defending champion in this race, and those girls do get to know each other and talk to each other. And it's probably going up that hill a second time. Good to have a teammate come up and a little pat on the back. Hey, go with me and stay with me. But hey, when it comes down, coming down that hill, it's every woman for herself.
It's a long race, but how important is the start?
This is a great course, wide here at the start, wide all the way down there. Everybody's going to have a equal chance to get out well. Nobody's going to get cut off, and there isn't a turn for 500 meters. So it's a fair start. It's a great start for them. Everybody can feel each other out, see where they are. Nobody's going to get cut off somewhere where they get cut back, maybe 10, 50 yards behind on a turn. So it's a really great start for this kind of race.
They're already All-Americans. They're already making so many people from their hometowns proud, but this is the moment. I mean, this is where the rubber meets the road, if you will.
There's no place to hide. There's no place to hide. It's great. These girls are used to running out front, and all of a sudden now you're with 40 girls who are all used to running out front. So it should be great.
And as they shake out the final legs, jump up and down, their little individual routines, we're going to send it down to the start of the Foot Locker Cross Country Championships. Here go the girls.
The 2015 Foot Locker National Cross Country Championship, our 37th year, and our girls are underway. For those of you just joining us who've never been to this course, it's a figure-8 course. We'll do a mile and a half, then we'll go do that again. As we just mentioned, that start is a wide open start. And Carrie, that is true, huh? These girls are used to always being out front, and now they're right in the middle with 39 other girls who are used to being out front. Is that a little bit different kind of a feel here?
You have to keep that in mind. I mean, strategically, going into a race where you're going to have bodies all around you, when you're at home in your own state, a lot of times you're by yourself. You're out there by 30, 40 seconds. So, yes, coming into the race, I know I had to really visualize that and make sure I was okay with having all these bodies around me and knowing I
fold in the first minute here. Winnie Colati, the South Regional Champion, out very quickly there with the bow in her hair there, as you can see, and that's a very quick first 400. Usually it's a group right there, but when they spread out that quickly, that we just said this is 40 of the most talented girls in the country, and for them to spread out, that means this pace is very fast. You can see those strides are quite long there as they'll go downhill here. They've just about reached the first quarter mile, and they'll make a big looping U-turn, and then the first time we hit a little bit of a hill heading back up to the 800, but Wayne is certainly going out, isn't she?
Well, Wayne Colati has run a number of times under 17 minutes this year, and our course record is right at 16:39. So she's been on that pace. Now it's a different course here, and everything is different when you have 40 of the best girls here in this race. She might be thinking a little bit more about placing rather than time, but she's used to running in the 16:30, 16:45 range. So I'm not really surprised to see her out there, but she is pushing a bit. So we'll have to see how this plays out.
As we approach the 2-minute mark here, they're settling in with their breathing and their strategy, and if there were any nerves, they're gone now. It's just pure racing, right?
They're starting to still fill each other out a little bit here. Nobody's going to go out too hard here. Everybody's going to feel each other out a little bit, but you're trying to, as we heard from every one of our alums here, the hills are what makes this race. So everybody's kind of making sure they're in that group. You see our girls starting to move up around her here. As we mentioned before, the regional champions here all want to be up front. You can see them starting to move up a little bit there, trying to get in place. We're coming up to the half mile, and we'll get our first split there of the half mile as they come up here. So it looks like we're going to go by about 2:36 or so, it looks like there. 2:34, Colati in the lead. You see Gilbert right there, Werner, Pendergrass, Hill, Davidson, Haymack, Lawson, Coffin, Murphy, all those girls right there. And again, we're spreading out a little bit. That's pretty early to be spreading out like this.
Well, it's fairly fast, but you see 3 of the Midwest ladies right up there. You know, that team aspect does come into play, and I know the South has 5 returners, right, Tim?
Yes.
So the South is coming back with a big contingency like they had last year, and the Midwest are playing into that team scoring, so you have to keep an eye on that.
And Kaladi picking that pace up a little bit more here. Right there with her, Taylor Werner. You can see her running very well right there, and Mary Jean Gilbert. They're running very well. We do have our team competition, the Northeast in the burgundy, the South in that steel black, if you will, the Midwest in the teal, and the West in the purple. But that's a very healthy first half mile. So as they head across the road there now, they'll go down into the lower part, the bowl, if you will, down there. And Kaladi is picking it up again here. So our top 10, we've got Kaladi, Gilbert, Werner, Pendergast, Hill, Haymack, Davidson, Lawson, Gray, and Marino there. But it is Wayne Kaladi who has decided that this will not be a strategic race. This is going to be, you're going to have to tough it out with her. She is picking it up.
She is, and you know, Wayne has a great story. She came here last year from Ethiopia, and she is 19 years old, so this will be the last time she can run this race. Next year she won't be able to do that. She has 1 more year of high school, and she's just been a great story. She loves coming here. She said they've had the same text message from last year with the group of girls that she met here, so she's met some great friends, but she came here to win.
Well, start to finish, she's been in the lead here, and how hard is that to stay out front for an entire race?
Well, I think it's pretty tough, but I mean, you know, like I said, she's been running very fast, and she knew how to run well at a regional meet, and she went for it there and won by 22 seconds. So she has to know everyone behind her is not giving in. She's not going to win like she does maybe in her home state, but when she's at the regionals like she did and she won by so big, I think she's pretty confident coming in here.
Climbing that hill there.
She's just about to come across the road. We'll get our mile split here. You know, and you can see the 3 girls there from the Midwest right behind her. They're not too far, but there's a pretty good gap between them and the pack. So that lead is even a little bit more impressive than it looks on the screen, because those 4 are quite far out in front. So here we come up to the mile mark, and we're going to be very quick. 5:13 at the mile. It's faster than McKenna Morley was last year, and McKenna had gone out pretty hard. Now, Carrie, you were over on that hill yesterday. It's pretty steep here for about the first 100 meters here. Everybody says you got to conserve somewhat here on that first hill.
I think the first hill is crucial to conserve and not go too crazy up it. It's fun to get up the hill because it's such a hard thing to do, but you do have to stay within yourself and really make sure you're saving a little bit for that second part.
Now, Stephen, you were asking about the team competition. Those the 3 girls from the Midwest all know each other. Werner, Pendergast, and Gilbert running right together. It's got to be a little bit comforting for them as they go through.
And now we see in 5th and 6th here.
And then you've got that little group there coming up also from the South there. Moreno and Davidson kind of move up.
Well, we did get a little bit of rain yesterday, and if there were any concerns about the course and how it would hold up, because let's face it, San Diego doesn't get a lot of rain, I think we've erased all of that today. The course seems to be in great shape.
Yeah, it really is. You can see up on all parts of the course, there's no mud anywhere, and all the dust has been tamped down by the little rain we got. But here she comes. This is Mary Jean Gilbert from Pierre Notre Dame, has now moved up and taken the lead there. And now we come to the very steep downhill. This is about 350 meters to get up to the top, and just about 150 meters to get down off that, and they're very steep coming down Upas. And there they are, our leaders here, Mary Jean Gilbert and Wayne Kaladi.
Mary Jean Gilbert was here last year, placed 12th or 13th. Was she, Tim?
Yeah, we always say that it's experience that we talk about. It's the girls that have been here before that know the course, know how they react to the course. So they're the ones that are really ready for it. That's why you know that there's some girls back running in that 8, 9, 10 spot. They're going to be charging up that hill the second time. They know that hill's coming. But this is a bold move here by Mary Jean Gilbert and then Wayne Kaladi right with her. And we can see usually by now we're just a little bit over 1.25 miles into the race. And we've got a wide open spread group here. So this is very quickly. Here comes Kaladi back up on the shoulder of Pendergrass here. They're going to come around, they'll come back to the start line, and then we'll have another 1.5 miles, the same course again. So we've got Mary Jean Gilbert and Kaladi right there running well. Pendergrass and Werner, Moreno and Davidson and Haymack there All those girls running well in that group. You can see they're trying to position themselves, but we are very spread out. And here we come by just now to the halfway point here, or basically a mile and a half. Claudia and Gilbert right there at 7:58. This is a much quicker pace than last year's. Pendergast, she's about 4 seconds back. Marino right with her. Werner just a couple of ticks behind them. Here they come over the hill. Kaladi is going to keep pushing it there. Gilbert trying to go with her right there. Werner and Pendergast. Davidson, Haymack, Jenks, DeBalsi all moving up. Hannah DeBalsi, 3 times she's been here. She's leading that group there. Of that group running in 9, 10, 11 through there. That large group, a lot of experience in there. Annie Hill, also the regional champion from the West in that group, and they moved very well on the hill last time. So we'll see if they can position themselves between here and the hill for that run. Boy, Wayne is just not going to let up, is she? She's going to push that pace the entire race.
I like that stat that you and I have chatted about, Tim, about the regional winners. How many times has the female regional winner won here?
30 out of the 36 races, it's been a regional champion that's won the national championship. So it's highly likely it's always going to be that. And Wayne is certainly going to try to prove that today.
You know, it's interesting as we look at the course, guys, and there's certain areas where there aren't as many spectators just because of the way it's laid out, and then there's certain areas where you come through and it's just wall-to-wall people screaming. How does that play into the runners and what they're doing?
Oh, you absolutely love coming through this tunnel here. When everyone is there, you might be able to see your mom or dad or your coach or your brother, sister, teammates who's ever come to watch, and you do get a push. And you get that final push with just less than a mile when you come through here now to go back up on the second hill. So it really means a lot to have the spectators out here, and it really does give you an extra little oomph that last little bit.
Well, we have got 4 girls there have separated themselves. Now they're making that big U-turn and heading back up to the 2-mile mark. But they have opened up a considerable lead. Even with that big hill, it's hard to believe that somebody could come from outside of those top 4, Carrie. Those 4 have really positioned themselves well.
We'll have to keep an eye on that split. The record has stood since 1990 by Melody Fairchild. And if you come up to the 2-mile mark and see that clock, you want to be at 10:43. That's what the girls need to be at to break that record.
Well, we're going to be pretty close. They're just coming out of the eucalyptus trees now. Still a little bit of an uphill grade. They'll get a 2-mile split here. Then we'll have a mile to go with 4 girls there vying for a national championship. Others trying to close, hoping they haven't mismeasured this lead group, having this taken out so quickly here. Here we come up to the 2-mile. Still Kaladi and Pendergast and Gilbert all running well. And we go by the 2-mile. We're still well under 11 minutes at that 2-mile. They were 10:55, so that's very quick. Kaladi, Gilbert, Moreno, and Pendergast there. Now, Moreno was right with Kaladi in the South Regional, and then this is about where she made her move, but there isn't that big hill. As you can see, starting to move a little bit there. Gilbert trying to push that pace. Kaladi and Gilbert, they're right there. Moreno just a little bit behind. Kaladi, Gilbert, Moreno, and Pendergast. Then there was a gap of 9 seconds. Werner, DeBalsi continues to move up. That's what we said. She loves to come on in that second half. Davidson, Haymack, Jenks, and Linehazer. And here they come right back by the start line. Kaladi, Pendergast, Moreno.
Gilbert.
And Gilbert. That's our top 4.
We haven't talked about Nevada Moreno. She's a 10:02 2-miler. She's run 4:43 for the mile and 2:02 for the 800, and she's in second place right now.
Carrie, what's it like with Taylor Werner in that no-woman zone, if you will? She's not in that group of 4. There's no one helping her to get up there. Can she make that gap, do you think?
Well, we've definitely seen things happen this last 1,000 meters of the course, and you know it always is helpful to have someone right there with you. But I think it's a tough spot to be in, but you never can count her out.
And Hannah DeBalsi continues to move up. She made a big move going up the hill last year, so we'll see if she continues to do that. But the South, pretty comfortable. Stephen, you said they like to run together. They liked each other. They're starting to move a little bit here. But coming back, Pendergast now coming back also. Gosh, another move here. You just can't rest. There's just no time to rest. Somebody's going to pick it. You start to rest, somebody's going to go by you.
No, this
if you're
race
thinking
is way
about that
too
hill,
short.
if you're thinking about getting ready for the hill, you're not going to have time or you're going to get left behind.
Little strategies here and there of just finding that inside edge on these turns here.
Very much so, keeping yourself in position. It's one of the good courses. Run the tangents, make sure that you cut the distance down as short as possible. But I think we're heading, as everybody said, everybody interviewed this morning said the hill the second time around. Well, this is going to separate this race here. Our four girls here just trying to push it as much. Pendergast now trying to lead there again. And then our girls from the south, Claudia Marino right there. And just hanging right there, Mary Jean Gilbert, she's got a shot at it. We'll see if Werner can get that hill and DeBalsey can move up and make this more than a four-girl race, but it doesn't look like it right now. Here we go, coming up to the hill. Kaladi going to try to go wire to wire. Wow.
I love that we have this group here of four. It just makes it so much more fun to watch.
And there they go. We're going up the hill again. We just hit the mile marker the second time around, the very steep part of the hill, and the south starting to rise. Here we go. Kaladi and Marino trying to separate themselves. Now we know that Kaladi's got the strength, but Carrie Marino's got awful good speed, doesn't she?
She did, and she does. And when I was interviewing her the other day, her word that she kept using was relentless. That must be her word for the season. And she is running relentless right now.
Yeah, she has already passed the point where Kaladi left her in the regional, and she is right with her. So that's got to be a kind of a bold statement there, and she looks like she's going to push the pace a little bit here. South is our team champion, or defending team champion, and about to go 1-2 here. Now just about another 100 meters of uphill. Then we hit the downhill, and we get to that bottom 500 meters to a national championship. Gilbert not wanting to let anything go here, right there with her, trying to stay with her with Pendergast. Those are our four girls across the top.
At what point does this become a sprint?
You know, you get down that hill and you know you just have that little flat part before you turn up this final stretch. So they're starting to think about their final move right now.
Kaladi trying to open up a little bit before they hit the downhill. All right, here we go on the steepest part of the course. Kaladi and Marino right there. Pendergast trying to stay with them in that group. Here we go.
Well, a little more suspense here as we navigate through some of the technical difficulties, but in just a matter of seconds, we're going to see them with our own eyeballs here and get to here we go.
We've made it down the hill, and all we've got is 5 meters separating our two girls from the south.
Well, Moreno's 800-meter speed, 2:02 for the 800-meter. That's world class. Well, will she be able to use that, or is Kaladi? Will she be able to hold off?
Right. Trying to come back, though. Gilbert there right with him. We've got three girls with less than a quarter mile to go. A little bit of an uphill will level off. That last 150 meters where we're uphill may make the difference, but Kaladi trying to push it on the uphill. Moreno's trying to stay close. Gilbert trying to move up there on Marino. Making the turn first there. It'll be Kaladi, though. Here she comes. Wayne Kaladi trying to pull away. She has been the driving force of this pace from the gun. Here we go. Just about coming up to the 3 mile mark. Gilbert, though, trying to close that gap.
Gilbert's ran tough all race, too. Come on, girl.
16:37 at 3 miles. Wayne Kaladi heading up the hill. Gilbert trying to close it. Gilbert giving it everything she's got, moving up the hill. Kaladi trying to hold on. Kaladi, she's pushing at Gilbert. Everything straining here. Wayne Kaladi, Mary Jean Gilbert, Kaladi and Gilbert. The 2015 Foot Locker National Champion will be Wayne Kaladi from the South. Great race for Mary Jean Gilbert.
Moreno looks like she was in third, Pendergast in fourth.
That was Taylor Werner in fifth there. Great race for Davidson will finish in sixth. Troy in seventh, Leinheiser in eighth. Looks like Morris and Herta moving up and finishing in 9 and 10. A very quick race there. Lawson will get 11th at 17:49. DeBalsi 12th. Roberts in 13th. Lawler in 14th. Hurley in 15th. Jenks will finish in 16th. Then we have Kaladi's official time at 17:09.
Libby Davidson finishing 6th, 2 years in a row. It's an amazing finish by her as well.
A bit of a team battle. Looks like the Midwest there with that good grouping there, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. But the South, that 1-3 finish. What a great race. Wow, from gun wire to wire. That was pretty impressive. Boy, you just got to give her credit. Let's bring all these girls home. Those you folks here, the 40 top girls in the country, everyone giving it a shot, laying it on the line right here today.
Well, it looked like at the end there that Mary Jean Gilbert was gaining just a little bit there.
Yeah.
And if this had been a couple hundred yards longer, who knows? But it seems that Wayne Kaladi timed it just right, and she had everything it took to get there first.
Just took enough out of everybody along the way. Boy, you just couldn't rest ever in there. She never gave anybody a chance to settle in, put the pressure on them the whole way. And we said it's a regional champion. Oh, there you go. So another time, another one of our regional champions coming through to win. But boy, what a great race for Wayne Kaladi. Congratulations to her, our Foot Locker national champion. But boy, that was a great race by Mary Jean Gilbert. She really made it something at the end. I'm pretty impressed with that at the finish. Wow.
Yeah, she wanted to come back here. She was 12th last year, and she wanted to come back here, and she was very determined. All weekend we could see that on her face, or all the last few days we've seen that she's really focused, and she ran that way today. You know, she really never let up, even when there were times where maybe she wasn't feeling great. She kept pushing it, and that's what you have to do.
Yeah, you really see the mental toughness here. Somebody like Marino who really gave it a shot there. You know, you don't come here to get second or third. You come here to try to win it. She gave it a shot.
Well, we are gathering our winners and our finalists there at the finish line as Doug Todd is standing by downstairs with more on that. Doug, can we head on down to you? Yet it looks like you found a friend there. Take it away,
Yeah,
Doug.
we're ready. Here we are with the Foot Locker national champion, Wayne Kaladi. What a great run. Real quick, just some thoughts for this first moment.
Hey, everybody. I won this race. I feel really great. I was waiting for a long time for this race. I was in good shape, and I was really excited.
Wayne, let me ask you a question. You led from start to finish, wire to wire, a lot of pressure all throughout the race, especially on the hill. They seemed to kind of close in on you, but you hung tough. You got a little more of a lead, coming back down the hill. Was that your plan today, just win it right from the start?
Actually, you have to start your race. I just my mind I hold this when I start a race, and then when I start, it seems slow, or I'm gonna push hard. I will do it. I feel really great and strong. I just I was wondering about my 3 days ago. I got injured. I was just, oh God, just help me. I will do it. I'm in good shape. I just, if I feel good, I will do.
Well, let me ask you a quick question. The last 200 meters, could you feel the pressure? Could you feel them closing on you just a bit?
Yeah, but I didn't get who was behind me. I feel great myself. I'm gonna push hard. I just put in my mind.
Oh, well, congratulations. A great race. Back to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. And thank you, Wayne Kaladi, your 2015 Foot Locker Cross Country National Championship. Hopefully it's sinking in for her right now. She's probably just trying to get her breath still.
You know, she was just so thrilled to be back here, and she was 20th last year, and she's been running so well all year. So it is just a thrill to see that she is doing so well and actually race the way we know she could today.
Let's head right back to Doug Todd, who is there with our runner-up.
All right, here we are. Mary Jean Gilbert, second place, Foot Locker National Championships. What a great race. First thing I want to ask you, the last 200 meters. You came through the third mile. You were rolling. You were going after. You had her obviously in your sights. What were you thinking coming down there?
I just knew I wanted to give it all I had because I don't want to have any regrets. And so I just tried to push it in as hard as I could.
Well, you sure did. You ran great. And listen, the whole thing, looked like she tried to kind of get out early and take it away from everybody, but you came back with your teammate and a few other people, and you just made it a great race. What were you thinking those hills? Those seem to be telling a little story.
Yeah, the hills were really challenging, and I really struggled with them last year, so I worked really hard this year to come back and be able to conquer them. So I was really proud of the way I was able to execute on the hills today, and I was just really trying to grind it up, not hold anything back on the hills, and just concentrate on letting myself go on the downhills.
Well, all the hard work paid off. You guys did grind out a great race. Congratulations.
Thank you, and I just want to say thank you to Mary, the Mother of God.
Back to you guys.
All right, thanks so much, Doug. And you know what I love to hear there is that she left it all out there and there are no regrets.
And she talked about that in her pre-race interview with me. She said she wanted to come here and just put it out there and see what she could do. And she did that right from the gun. She was right up front.
Yeah, there were 40 race plans going in, and then Wayne upset 39 of them. So you had to make a decision, and it's unusual to get that far ahead of everybody, but that group of four, and like we said, it looked like at about 1 3/4 miles, you had no choice. That was our group. So she was smart enough to, and tough enough to get in that group, and those 4 girls all did well.
Well, out of that group, we have our 3rd place finisher, and Doug Todd is standing by.
All right, here we are with Nevada Moreno, our 3rd place finisher. As you said, I'll tell you, it looked like Wayne tried to take it out from the start and looked like she was going to be successful. At what point in time did you say, I got to go out, I got to get after her, I got to get in this race?
Yeah, I think it was around I hit the 1st mile mark. And I knew then, I was like glad that I had held back a little bit, but I saw them trucking up that hill, and I think I tried to make up my most ground in that 2nd mile, and I may have been a little bit too aggressive in doing so.
What, did it surprise you a little that they went out so hard?
No, not at all.
You were ready for that.
I think everyone knew that's how Weenie runs, and because, I mean, obviously it works, and so I think everyone was prepared for that. I think I should have just braced myself a little bit better to be a little bit more patient.
Well, listen, it was a wonderful race. Congratulations to you. We're all proud of you. Nice job.
Thank you.
All right, guys, thank you.
Good stuff. Thanks, Doug. Well, we have 1 race down and certainly 1 to go. Time to talk about the boys, and let's hear from some of our favorites in this upcoming race.
Yeah, I think that all the training I've done is, focused on this race. I think that, all the other races leading up to it is just, working on little things that will help me run good this Saturday. So I think, I'm in better shape this year. I'm faster this year. So, I really am really excited to race because I think all the stuff I've been working at for 4 years, not just, this year, is gonna play into this race.
I definitely know that I need to get a more aggressive start. And I think just working throughout the entire race is something else I can focus on because especially the downhills, making up time on the downhills is really important and definitely something I've worked on. I just think that last year making it to nationals was almost like a surreal experience, and so my goal for my junior year was to qualify for nationals, while my goal for my senior year is to really have a great nationals race.
It's going to be somewhat of a kicker's race. I think everyone at this level has a kick, and knowing I've come on top 2 times out of 3 my last races, I'm feeling pretty confident and kind of favoring that type of race, but I'll race whatever race comes to me on Saturday.
I just want to run my race and not let anyone dictate that. Whether I'm in the middle of the pack, the front pack, or the very front, I just want to run my race, and I know if I do, I'll do very well, so I'm excited.
So, Tim, compared to the girls' race, this boys' race has a slightly different feel to it.
We really do. It kind of more of the favorites, if you will. We look at the numbers of the years. 30 times out of 36, it's been a senior boy. 19 times, it's been a boy who's been here before. And by regional champions, 31 times, it's been a regional champion. We've got 3 boys who meet that, those 3 criteria, and they look to be the favorites here. Drew Hunter from the South, Jonathan Davis, Garrett Bielacek, all those boys have been here. They have all, you heard the one say, hey, it's going to be a kicker's race. It could be great.
All right, thank you, Tim, and we are zeroing in on the start of this race. Take a look at this video as we get gearing up.
We've seen the 40 best high school girls in the country. Now we're ready for the 40 best high school boys in our 37th annual Foot Locker National Championship, and we'd like to introduce them to you now. Starting with our Northeast boys under the direction of their captain, a two-time Foot Locker National Champion, one of only 7 young men ever to break 4 minutes for the mile in high school. He's going to be hopefully on our U.S. Olympic team as a triathlete this year, Lucas Verzbickus. And now our boys here. Wearing bib number 60, a junior from Peabody Veterans Memorial High School in Massachusetts. This year he was the Eastern Massachusetts Division I champion in cross country. He was state champ in his frost and soft year in the mile, 10th in the Northeast region, Marcello Rocha. Wearing bib 59, a senior from Ridgeville High in Connecticut. Winner at the Manhattan Invitational this year. Second in the New England Interscholastic Championships. He'll attend Brown University in the fall. 9th in the Northeast region, Gabe Altop. Wearing bib 58, a junior from Millburn High in New Jersey. This year he was the New Jersey State Group 4 champion in cross country. He was also a sectional champion in track. 8th in the Northeast region, Matt Grossman. Wearing bib 57, a senior from High Point Regional High in Wanted, New Jersey. He's been his team MVP all 4 years while he's been in high school. He was the New Jersey State Group 2 champion in both 2014 and 15. He's headed for Syracuse in the fall. 7th in the region, Joe Dragon. Wearing bib 56, a senior from Middlesex High in Acton, Massachusetts. He's been the New England Prep School Division III champion in cross country 3 years in a row. He won the Boston Globe All-Scholastic Award all 4 years of high school. He'll attend Princeton in the fall, 6th in the Northeast region. This is Viraj Diokar. Wearing bib 55, a senior from Bryn McMahon High School in Norwalk, Connecticut. He was the Connecticut State Champion this year in cross country. He was also the state champion last year at 3,200 on the track. He'll be going to the University of Connecticut in the fall. 5th in his region, Eric Vanderels. Wearing bib 54, a senior from Highland Regional High in Blackwood, New Jersey. He was the New Jersey State Cross Country Champion, winner of the New Jersey Meet of Champions, and the New Jersey Runner of the Year. 4th in the New England Regional, Joshua Clark. Wearing bib 53, a senior from Fordham Prep in Yonkers, New York. He was the New York State champion in the mile outdoors and 2 mile indoors this year. He has PRs at 4:07 for 1600, 8:55 for 32. He's going to Princeton in the fall. 3rd in the region, Connor Lundy. Wearing bib 52, a senior from Central Bucks East in New Hope, Pennsylvania. Last year as a junior, he placed 25th in this race. This year, he not only won his 2nd consecutive Pennsylvania State Cross Country Championship, but he also set a new state record. He's run 8:57 for 3,200 track. He will enroll in the United States Naval Academy in the fall. 2nd in the region, Jake Brophy. Wearing bib 51, a junior from Carthage High in Fort Drum, New York. This year he won the McQuaid Invitational, then he went on to win his 2nd consecutive New York State Class B Cross Country Championship. He's run 4:15 for 1600 and 9:03 for 3200. He is our 2015 Northeast Regional Champion, Noah Affleter. And now moving on to the South under the leadership of their director, Max Mayo, and their captain, the only boy ever to make it to the Foot Locker Nationals 4 times, and he won it in 1998. He's an NCAA and U.S. National Champion, Jorge Torres. And now on to our boys wearing bib number 70. He's a senior from Merritt Island, Florida. This is his 2nd time qualifying for Foot Locker Nationals. He's the 2015 Florida State 3A champion in cross country. He's run 4:13 for 1600. He'll run at Florida State next year. 10th in the region, Stephen Cross. Wearing bib 69. He's a junior and he's homeschooled from Lynchburg, Virginia. This year he won the Blue Demon Invitational, the Greensboro Classic, 9th in the South Regional, Micah Pratt. Wearing bib 68, a senior from Lyman High in Castleberry, Florida. He was the district and regional champion in cross country. Last spring he was the Florida Division 4A state champion at 3,200, 8th in his region, Josh Jakes. Wearing bib 67, a senior from South Odom High in Crestwood, Kentucky. He set a new course record in winning the 2015 Kentucky State 3A Cross Country Championship. He'll attend the University of Kentucky in the fall, 7th in the South Regional. This is Cole Dowdy. Wearing bib 66, a junior from Douglas S. Freeman High in Henrico, Virginia. This year he won the Conference Region and Virginia State Group 5A Cross Country Championship, 6th in his region, Waleed Suleiman. Wearing bib 65, a senior from Sullivan East High in Bluff City, Tennessee. This year he won the Tennessee State Cross Country Championship, finishing more than a minute ahead of second place. Twice he's been the state champ in track. He'll attend Furman in the fall, Luke Mead. Wearing bib 64, a junior from Carroll Senior High in Southlake, Texas. In 2014, he helped lead his team to the Texas State Championship in cross country. He finished second last year in track in the state meet in both the 16 and 3200. He's run 9 flat for 3200. 4th in the South Regional, Reed Brown. Wearing bib 63, a senior from Frank W. Cox High in Virginia Beach, Virginia. This year he was the Conference District Regional and Virginia 6A Cross Country Champion. He was second in the state at 3200. He's going to Yale in the fall. 3rd in the South Region, Jonathan Lamagda. Wearing bib 62, a senior from Weston Albemarle in Crozet, Virginia. Last year as a junior, he placed 28th in this race. This year he won the Virginia State 3A title in cross country. He was state champion at 3,200 meters, both indoors and outdoors. He's run 4:10 for 1,600. He's going to Princeton in the fall, Gannon Wilcuts. Wearing bib 61, a senior from Loudon Valley High in Purcellville, Virginia. Last year as a junior, he placed 4th here in the Foot Locker Nationals. This year he won his 3rd straight Virginia State Cross Country Championship and set a new state record. In track, he has run 4:02 for the mile, 8:42 for 2 miles. He's going to be a duck at Oregon in the fall. This year he dominated the South Regional, winning for the 2nd year in a row, setting a new course record, Drew Hunter. And now on to the Midwest boys under the leadership of their director, Peter Hankus, and their captain, a 3-time Foot Locker finalist, 6-time an NCAA All-American, Eduardo Torres. And now wearing bib number 80, a senior from Mount Vernon High in Greenfield, Indiana. He's been sectional, regional, and semi-state champion in cross country. All-state first team in track last spring. He's going to Lee University in the fall. 10th in his region, Christian Noble. Wearing bib 79, a senior from Rockford High in Michigan. This year he won the Michigan Division I Cross Country Championship and was named Mr. Cross Country for the state. He's been All-State 2 years in a row in track, 9th in the Midwest Regional, Isaac Harding. Wearing bib 78, a junior from La Follette High School in Madison, Wisconsin. He went undefeated against all competition this year in Wisconsin, capping off the season by winning the Wisconsin State Championship in cross country. He ran 9:08 last year as just a sophomore on the track, 8th in our Midwest Regional this year, Finn Gessner. Wearing bib 77, a junior from Lake Zurich High in Kildare, Illinois. This year he was the section champion. Then he went on to capture his 2nd top 5 finish in the Illinois State Championship. He ran 4:13 as a sophomore for 1,600 on the track, 7th in our Midwest Regional. This is Matthew Pereira. Wearing bib 76, a junior from Millard West High in Omaha, Nebraska. This year he won the individual title of the Nebraska State Cross Country Championship, and he led his school and to the team title as they set a new state meet record. 6th in our Midwest region, Seth Hirsch. Wearing bib 75, a senior. He is homeschooled from Fort Wayne, Indiana. This year he was the runner-up in the Indiana State Cross Country Championships. In track, he ran 4:12 for 1,600 last year. 5th in the Midwest region, Brandon Law. Wearing bib 74, a senior from Watkins Memorial High in Pataskala, Ohio. This year he not only won the Ohio State Division I Cross Country Championship, but he also set a new state record in doing so. Last year he was state champion in track at 3,200. He's going to compete at Iowa State next year. 4th in our Midwest region, Andrew Jordan. Wearing bib 73, a senior from Carmel, Indiana. Last year as a junior, he was 14th in this race. This year he won his second Indiana State Cross Country Championship. Twice he's been state champion at 3,200 on the track. He has a PR of 8:53 for that distance. He's going to Indiana in the fall. Third in our Midwest region, Ben Veach. Wearing bib 72, a senior from Lions High in Longmont, Colorado. He was an All-American last year in the Foot Locker Nationals. He's the first boy in Colorado State history to win 4 consecutive individual state title and lead his team to 4 straight team titles. Twice he's been state champion at 3,200 on the track. He will attend Colorado State in the fall. Runner-up in the Midwest Regional, Paul Roberts. Wearing bib 71, a senior from Oakwood High in Illinois. This is his second trip to the Foot Locker Nationals. Not only has he won the Pennsylvania State Division 1A championship 3 years in a row, he's also the state record holder. He's been state champion in each of his first 3 years in high school at both 16 and 3,200. He's run 4:09 for 1,600. He's going to the University of Illinois in the fall. Winner of the Midwest region, John Davis. And now on to our West boys, our defending team championship under the leadership of their director, Doug Todd. And their captain, a 2006 runner-up in the Foot Locker Nationals. He's already qualified for next year's Olympic trials in the steeplechase, Craig Foriz. And our top 10 boys from the West, wearing bib number 90, a senior from Sheldon High in Eugene, Oregon. Last spring, he was state champion at both 15 and 3,000 meters. Second this year in the Washington-Oregon Border Clash. He was 10th in the regional, Jackson Messler. Wearing bib 89, a senior out of Lehigh High in Saratoga Springs, Utah. He placed third this year in the Utah Division 5A state championships. He was 9th in the West region, Connor Arnell. Wearing bib 88, a junior out of Davis Senior High in California. He was a Sac Joaquin section champion this year in cross country, the 3,200 meter champion in track. He's run 9:09, was just a sophomore. 8th in the West region, Michael Verno. Wearing bib 87, a senior out of North Central High in Spokane, Washington. He led his team to the Washington State Championship as he easily won the individual title and ran the fastest time of the day of any division champion. He followed that up 2 weeks later to win the Washington-Oregon Border Clash. 7th in the West Regional, Justin Janke. Wearing bib 86, a senior out of Flint Ridge Prep High School in Pasadena, California. He won the Mount Sac Invitational Division 5 sweepstakes title, and he led his team to the California State Championship this year. 6th in the West Regional, Jack Van Scoter. Wearing bib 85, a junior from the Northwest School in Seattle, Washington. After winning his league district championship, he went on to win the Washington AA state title. 5th in the West Regional, Tibbs Proctor. Wearing bib number 84, a senior from Canyon High in Orange, California. He won the Southern California section title in cross country, then placed 3rd in the state championships. He was 4th in the West region, Dylan Scarsoni. Wearing bib 83, a junior out of Weber High in in Ogden, Utah. He ran 4:16 and 9:18 last year as just a sophomore, placed 2nd in the Utah Division 5 cross country meet this year. 3rd in our West region, Talon Hull. Wearing bib number 82, he's a senior out of Arcadia High. His hometown is Azusa, California. He won the Mount Sac Invitational Sweepstakes Championship this year, the Stanford, Apache, and Close Invitationals. He dominated the California State Championship and running the fastest time of any division winner. He's run 4:11 for 16, 8:59 for 3,200. Runner-up in the West Regional, Philip Rocha. And wearing bib number 81, a senior out of East High in Salt Lake City, Utah. Last year as a junior, he placed 27th in this meet. This year he won the Roy Griak Invitational. He was the Foot Locker Western Regional. He unleashed a great kick over the last 200 to win the regional and come within 1 second of the meet record. He'll attend Texas in the fall. Our Foot Locker West Regional champion, Garrick Bielacek.
So here it is. It comes down to this. One race down, one to go. And as the boys gather at the start of the Foot Locker Cross Country Championship starting line, Final thoughts as we go into this race. I'm looking down at the guys collected there. We got some tall ones, we got some short ones, but at the end of the day, it's who can run fast.
That's true, and who can run the hill, and who can adapt to other. As we just saw, if somebody changes your race plan, what do? Do you let them go, or do you go with them?
I think what's really interesting from the girls' race and even now with the boys' race is cross country is kind of a melting pot. You know, you have people that are coming up from the 800, 1500 meter mile to the 5K here, or you have people that are going to go on and run half marathons, and they're coming down in distance. And it's fun to see the type of athletes that they are, to really see who can run this 5K race the best on this day today.
On this day today, there's the key, isn't it?
And cross-country runners, I mean, let's face it, they're all smart. They all get great grades in school. I don't know if they're attracted to the sport because of that or if it's the other way around, but there's some mental game going into this race.
You know, there's got to be something. That dedication, if you're going to go out and put in 90, 80, 100 miles a week, whatever it's going to be, and you're going to get up every Sunday morning and go run, you've got to have some dedication and some self-discipline there, and so you see those on their colleges where they're all going.
Well, they all have their own little routine at the start of this thing, and as we get them lined up and ready to go, let's head down to the starting line and kick this thing off.
The 2015 Foot Locker National Championship. Stephen Ave, you asked about the start. Everybody's got that wide start, but boy, the boys in the burgundy from the northeast like to get out well. That was Philip Rocha from the west also getting out well. Kerry, it looks like we don't have that individual. They're all pretty wide right there. Everybody kind of looking around here. We'll see if they pick that up a little bit. But you can see the heads bobbing a little bit, who's who, and picking out where they're going to be.
Well, you know, we have a heavy favorite coming in. Everyone's talking about Drew Hunter, but that sometimes is a good thing for everyone in the group. I mean, they are maybe looking for him, but they're going to go out there and do their own thing and not try to worry so much on one guy. I mean, there's 40 people out here that they need to be worried about.
That's true, and you're not sure where that challenge will come from. Drew Hunter, though, we saw in his interview, he's been thinking about this race for a year. He's been working on his downhill running. He moved up last year, caught Grant Fisher, actually caught him at the top of the hill and was right there with the lead. And then Grant Fisher, just that great speed, that great downhill, just destroyed him on the downhill. And it looks like Drew Hunter has been preparing 364 days to come back here today. So I'm sure undefeated now in the regional. He and Garrick finished very strong and kind of let him go at the end there, trying to conserve a little bit for this week. But we've got boys here who have run very well all year, and so they are ready for the challenge physically and mentally.
Well, it'll be sort of a fun surprise here to see who comes out of the eucalyptus trees around that curve here.
They're down in the dog park loop. They're just starting to come out of the eucalyptus trees. We're about 600 meters into our race, and we've got a large pack coming through there.
Seems to be much tighter than the girls' race was, even at this point in the race.
It does. You see our our three regional champions right there in the front there. Hunter there, obviously running very well. That's bib 61 there. Bielacek's in 81. You see Affolter, the junior, the regional winner from the Northeast, in 51. But they are very quick here. Okay, 2:13 through the first 800. So this is a good pace. Bielacek right there. Veach, Affolter, Rocha, Law, Harding, Janke, Lundy, Brophy. That's our top 10. But 2:13, that's Ruben Reyna kind of pace, huh?
That is. Ruben Reyna's 4:41 per mile pace for his record set in 1985, which was 14:36.8.
Boy, you couldn't ask for a more perfect day. The rain that gave us the dust is down. The weather is perfect. It's not too hot. But I guess after watching the South rise with Waney, holy cow, Drew Hunter has put the hammer down early. Bielacek trying to go with him. Veach also right in there. Affolter, Rocha, and man, we're spreading out. That was a quick move. Hunter, you had to know that was the plan. 800, but he went out fast and he still picked it up.
Hunter's not afraid to lead, and he's not afraid to go fast. I mean, the guy's run 8:43 over 2 miles. He's the only guy to beat our reigning Foot Locker champion from last year, Grant Fisher, last year in this track season. So he knows he's really put in the right work, and he's been really strong the last couple years.
The Hunter is making everybody else chase him here instead of the other way around. They're on to the only real flat part of the course down there by the pools down there. They'll run that. They'll make a U-turn and start to head back for the mile mark here. It is still Drew Hunter from the south, trying to make it a double win here for the South today, following Wayne Colati's race plan. I don't know if they talked about it and said, hey, let's go.
I was going to say, I'm not sure he did a whole lot of watching the girls' races. He was getting warmed up, and I'm starting to see a theme this year.
Well, Wayne Colati and Drew Hunter, they live about 16 miles apart from each other in their hometown. So, they know each other, and I'm sure they're going to feed off each other's energy. So, fun for Drew to see that Wayne did so well today.
Something in the water.
Cow.
Bottle that up.
Drew Hunter, he has increased that lead. He's out now about 40 meters over that pack, and that's 40 meters over a great field. So he has decided this is going to be the strategy. This isn't some kind of move where he's just going to take him out. He's going to go up that first mile fast. He's going to go up the hill. To break 15 on this course, that is really a benchmark that is it's really something to behold, and he is on that pace certainly. We haven't seen that since Ed Chesrick and Futsum Senasalasi did 3 years ago, pushed Ed to go under 15 there. So we're looking at that kind of pace here. Coming up to the mile here, we should get a split here pretty quick. Hunter, Ben Veach from Carmel, Indiana, running very well. Bielacek coming in there. Philip Rocha also running well. So we look like we're right around 450 for the mile as he starts to head up to the hill now. Our leader, Drew Hunter from Loudoun Valley. Boy, they certainly had to expect this, though. Nobody could say they were surprised in that race. If they let him go, they're letting the guy go that was the favorite.
No, but I had a lot of the guys that I spoke to in the interviews before the race that said they want the win. And you know what? That's what you have to believe in. Anything can happen. And obviously they all respect Drew Hunter so much. But I remember Rocha clearly saying, I want to win. So, he's up there. He's in fourth right now, and he's doing well.
I can't remember a boys' race where somebody got this big a lead this early on. We can see him across the top of the hill, across the gorge there. That's almost a 10-second lead already. Wow. For Drew Hunter, and as you mentioned, there's some boys here that really want to run well, that have run well. Philip Rocha broke the Stanford course record. He came within 1 second of the Mount Sac Invitational course record. He's been running extremely well. Jonathan Davis, as he mentioned, he's been running very well lately. And Affolter from the Northeast, all these boys have been running very fast. So everybody comes in here fit and ready to run, and they are pushing it. But Drew Hunter, now that's pushing it.
And this is where he gets to put some of that downhill training
into place. Exactly. That hill plays a big part. We remember several years ago, Bob Kennedy, who went right from Foot Locker National Champion to be the NCAA champion the following year, actually fell coming down that hill, but he fell. He did a roll, got right on, kept going. Cross-country runners are tough.
Drew Hunter's a big kid.
He is, isn't he?
He's a tall kid, very efficient, though. When you watch him run, he's very efficient. And he said nothing big has changed in his training this year. He's just been consistent. He's been building and building, and that's the big thing as a distance runner that you want. Injuries are tough, and we all have them. But to be able to have consistent year after year, that's what's going to make you so good.
He's going to get a pick-me-up from the crowd as he makes the turn here past the starting line and into the second half of this race.
Here he comes, Drew Hunter. He has put the gauntlet down. He has made this into a very fast race. There's nothing here tactical about it. He is going to push it right from the start. Andrew Hunter, Loudoun Valley, Virginia, and that lead is substantial at the halfway point. We haven't seen this kind of lead in years here. Philip Rocha of Arcadia right there from the west, coming very well. Ben Veach from Carmel right with him also. Bielacek, Affolter. And that looks like Andrew Jordan there, and then the big pack. And as you can see, boys starting to make that move there. But our 7 out front, Michael Verno, trying to push it through that pack. Everybody in there. This has been a very fast first half. My goodness.
Looks to be about a 15-second lead there.
That is incredible. I can't remember that we've had a boy get this far out front this early on. He is really pushing that pace. Andrew Hunter.
Such a different race than it was last year, where we had such a pack last year up until the last 400 meters.
Right. We had the kicker waiting now. We know, you're right, he does have great speed, Hunter. Yeah. So let's hope somebody get up there and really push him there over that last part. But we're witnessing an outstanding effort. Just got to appreciate and admire someone in this kind of field who's willing to go out that hard. As we know, he runs the hill well. Last year, he went from about 5th all the way up to the lead. So he's got to be thinking, I know how to run that hill. I can run that hill well even if I'm tired. So this is not some kind of effort where we're just going to cruise it. He's going to push it.
And the guys behind him are going to push it. Let's face it, we still have half this race to go. So it's not over yet, but as we talk about not just that first place slot, but the second and third place, those are important battles as well, as people all want to get in that top 3.
Holy cow. Here he's already made the loop, the dog park loop, on his way back up to the 2-mile mark, and he is flying now, chasing them down. Veach still right there from Carmel, Philip Rocha from Arcadia, Bilecek in there. We see Andrew Jordan, all those boys there in that chase group. But it is Andrew Hunter's race. He's coming up to the 2-mile now. Coming out of the eucalyptus trees. We're just a shade, right a little bit over 9 minutes right now. That's a good lead, but you know what? There's some pretty good runners chasing him. We'll see how this goes over the last mile. Hopefully he hasn't misjudged. And now just coming up to the 2-mile mark there. Oh my, 9:25. 9:25 at 2 miles. Here, boy, talk about going out hard and giving it your best race in your last high school cross-country race. He is really pushing it here.
He's 2 seconds off the record.
He is running fast. We always thought that Ruben Reyna 14:36 was unapproachable, but this guy is going to give it a shot. Let's help him along. When he comes by, let him hear it from you. His lead there was 17 seconds. Philip Rocha, 9:42 in second, is running great, but Andrew Hunter, here he comes. Right behind him, those two guys are running great.
Veach was All-American here last year, 14th. He's in third right now.
Rocha, 13:57 on a flat 3-mile this year, on a measured 3-mile right there. Bilecek, Jordan. We can also see Robert starting to move up, Verno starting to move it, Affolter right there. Hunter's lead still 17 seconds, but Philip Rocha trying to make a move. We see Veach in third, Bilecek in fourth, Affolter, Jordan, Noble, Davis, Harding, and Janke round out our top 10. Andrew Hunter. We said he was the favorite, but I don't know if anybody saw this coming. I mean, Philip Rocha is running a great race in second place. He is running very fast, and that kind of gives you even more perspective. And we can see him now over in the lower part of the course, and he is still flying. You said he's a big guy, but he's very light on his feet, runs really quick. He's got great speed, and that lead is getting larger, not smaller.
Well, as we looked at the course record, and he's certainly in position where he can push that. Is it hard to push a record when there's no one around you in the race and you're that far out front?
You know, to run that fast, this is incredible. In that race when Ruben did, we had four boys there that broke 15 that day. I mean, he was pushed. He was really pushed. So for him to even approach that, it's difficult. And even, the great Edward Chesrick, 3-time NCAA champion now in the last 3 years, when he was here, the only time he broke 15 was when Futsam Zena Selassie pushed him over that in their junior year, or in his junior year. That's when they broke 15, just barely. To break 15 is phenomenal, but to run this fast, if he can keep this up, this is going to be one of the greatest cross-country races we have ever seen. If he can maintain this pace all by himself. And he's made it to the top of the hill. He's now on that part. He's made that right turn, carry that real steep part. He just handled well, didn't he?
Yeah, he handled it real well. And Drew Hunter is not afraid to say that he owes a lot to his mom and dad, who helped write his workouts, actually, and they helped write Alan Webb's workouts. And, they've really mentored him along the way. And he wasn't even really that thrilled about being a runner. And then all of a sudden he couldn't deny the talent anymore. And I think all of America is pretty excited to see what he can do in the future.
Well, no kidding. He got to the top of that hill just like he did last year, and then it was the downhill part where the race got away from him. But I wonder if he's thinking about that as he's going downhill this time, saying, not this year.
Oh, I'm sure he's been dreaming about that since the day that happened 365 days ago. It's something where you're thrilled to be fourth as an underclassman. But to come back now and have a chance to win it, he's been thinking about it, dreaming about it. Every time he puts his shoes on, I'm sure he's thinking state championships first, regional second, and then coming here and finishing first.
It'll be a tight race for second and third here today as well.
Rocha and Beach are running very well now. They maintain that 17-second gap at the top of the hill, so he didn't lose an inch there going up the hill, so he was able to do that. He said he's been planning all year about running that downhill well, so he is going to come on that downhill now. Andrew Hunter on his way there, running very well. We can also see Bilecek, the West Regional champion, running very well there. He's in fourth. We've got Andrew Jordan in fifth, Paul Roberts in sixth, Mike Overno in seven. He's just now coming down off that hill. We should come into sight pretty quickly here. We're just at 14 minutes right now. When they hit the road, that's the 3-mile mark. That's the official 3-mile time.
It's like just off the record now. Ruben went through 3 miles at 14:05. What a tough record for both the girls and boys to try and chase.
These really are. Here he comes, though. He's coming up to the 3-mile mark. Really one of the greatest cross-country races we've seen here in the history of the Foot Locker National, to take this field the way he has done. He's going to go under 15. We're at 14:25. Here he comes, and he's still picking it up. Andrew Hunter from Loudoun Valley, Virginia, in really one of the best efforts ever on this course, coming home. He came back here to win the Foot Locker National Championship, and he is going to do it. The 2015 Foot Locker National Champion, Andrew Hunter, 14:55. Philip Rocha from Arcadia, a great race for that senior. He's coming down strong. Rocha, very impressive, 15:07. Veach, 15:09 unofficially. Those are outstanding times. Garrett Bilecek, a great 2 weeks for him. He finishes in fourth. Roberts in fifth. Jordan in sixth. Lundy in seventh. Brophy in eighth. Hirsch, ninth. And Michael Verno, he'll finish in 10th. All these boys, this has been just an incredible pace. They've all endured it, finishing strong. Those who are here at the course, bring all these boys in. The 40 best high school cross-country runners in the nation, laying it on the line here today. We have Gessner in 11th, Scarsoni in 12th, Davis in 13th, Wilcuts in 14th, Affolder in 15th, Brown in 16th, Lamogna in 17th. Outstanding effort. What a great race. You know, the Philip Rocha's 15:07, that's a winner some of these years. Exactly. That's fast enough to do that. It was a great race for him, but today Andrew Hunter, I guess 364 days of planning, turned out the right man on the right time at the right day.
He was very excited to come back and show what he's made of. And, you know, we've all seen him run the last year. If we haven't watched him, you need to get your eyes on him because he's been very composed. He's very grateful for what he has, and it's just been fun to see him really capitalize on that.
We saw him just a couple hundred yards from the finish line take a sneak peek behind him, kind of look back. I don't think he had to do a whole lot of looking back in this race. He had to feel pretty comfortable with that lead and then push himself to that great finish time.
It's not over till it's over, though, right? So you're always worried about who's coming behind you.
Yeah, he took that sneak peek, and then he finished there, and oh, what a race. What a race by all of these guys. As we talk about a group of All-Americans that just finished this race, I think it's just so fun to talk about what's going to happen in the future, where we're going to see them land. And speaking of the winner of the 2015 Boys National Cross Country Foot Locker race, Andrew Hunter standing by at the finish line.
Well, here we are with Drew Hunter, the 2015 Foot Locker National Championship. Drew, a great race, no doubt about it, start to finish. I got to ask you one quick question. Roughly 2:13 at the 800. There's still a group of guys, but it looked like about 1,000 meters. You said, it's time, I'm going. Was that the plan?
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to take the race out hard and make it a real tough race for everyone. I mean, including myself. It's really hard to do that. But yeah, the goal was to come in and just, push and throw in some surges on the downhills. And yeah, it was worked out. And, it was a really tough race. It's all the guys out here in the field are incredible. And I knew it wasn't going to be easy, and they all, it's been an amazing weekend, and yeah, it's surreal to finally win Foot Locker.
Well, it is a great field, and you're the best of a great field. Any doubts at all with that strategy once you started moving up those hills at all?
No, it was, my coach, kind of put something in my mind, just quiet confidence. It was what we refer to it as, and just, completely go with what what your gut wants you to do, and that's what I did today. I just went with it, and I didn't turn around until the last stretch just to make sure no one was there, and yeah, it was just head down and keep plugging away.
Well, we watched the race. Trust me, nobody was there. Congratulations to our 2015 Foot Locker National Champion. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot. And, Tim, you said something that was especially poignant when you said that Philip Rocha, with that time, could have won some years.
Yeah, that's impressive. And I think you have to say with Hunter, he could have gone faster. I mean, he looked good and he was pushing it, but it would have been great to see someone. I think he would have had a low 1440s. But, boy, to see a guy commit to that like that and carry that out. Well, the South has the two individuals, but the team, Midwest, wins the team title, 34 points to the West 50.
All right, so second place was Philip Rocha, and let's head back down to hear from him.
All right, here we are with Phil Rocha, runner-up in today's race. What a great race for everybody, number one. But, man, I tell you, you guys were, 800 to 1,000 meters, everybody's there, and then all of a sudden Drew took off. Looks like you reacted to that, and then you jumped into that second spot. We're giving great chase. Tell us about your thoughts along those lines.
I definitely went into this race with the most focus I've ever had for any race of my high school career. Knowing that my friends and family came out to support me, and the whole Foot Locker ordeal, giving me such good support, allowing me to compete to my best. But when it came to the race, I knew Drew was going to make a move, and when he made that move, it was going to be anything that could pull him back. So when he made that move, I reacted, but not too subtly, because if you cover that move too fast, you're going to lose some energy, especially going down towards that second half of the 800 meter or the figure eight loop.
Well, listen, what a great race. What a great way to cap off a tremendous season. Congratulations to you, Philip Rocha, the runner-up in the 2015 Foot Locker National Championship.
Well, a couple of guys that are going to do great things on the collegiate level and probably the professional level as well.
Real quick with Philip, he'd never say it, but he's been sick all week. He's had some issues there, and he's been just getting healthy a little bit today. And for him to make that kind of move and run that great a race, he's had a wonderful year, as we mentioned, just screaming up and down the West Coast this year, winning invitationals and the California State Championship. We won easily and breaking records everywhere. So, yeah, a great race for him. But, boy, you college coaches are salivating at some of those kids, huh?
We saw him just give a hug to his mom right there. What a special moment. What a special moment for a lot of these kids who've traveled from a long distances, and really they're for some of them, the seniors, their high school careers culminating with this moment.
They have to just enjoy every minute of it right now. Obviously the winners are on a high, the second place, third place, but every single one of them really need to just take a step back and think, I made it. And regardless of how it went today, this is pretty amazing. So congratulations to all of them.
And Tim, we can consider them all All-Americans?
All-Americans are first five, be first team, second team, third team, and then honorable mention All-American. But there's a title that, even as an Olympian like Carrie, as you go on, to be a Foot Locker All-American says a lot in high school sports. And so they all have earned that title. And they'll be back. The juniors and sophomores will be back, and the seniors will be on to college.
Well, there's going to be a special awards ceremony tonight. Tell us about what will happen there, because now's when they really get to enjoy it. This is all done. Now they just get to soak it in.
It's a great banquet. All of our A6 athletes, elite athletes will be there. They'll all be brought up on stage. They have their picture taken with their awards. We'll give out the grand awards again, the big cup and the flowers and all that. And they get a chance to take a picture, All-American teams and all that. So it's a wonderful evening. And everybody's smiling because there's no race to worry about tomorrow, so they're all smiling.
And they're all spruced up
for the dance.
So
and then there's a dance afterwards.
There's no running clothes there.
Well, it's a different world where they've got their Facebook and Twitter and Instagram accounts, and so I'm imagining there's a lot of chatter out there right now about our 2015 Foot Locker Cross Country National Champions, and as everyone follows the athletes from their hometown, lots of congratulations going back and forth across the internet. Final thoughts from you guys?
Hey, I just think Foot Locker, this is the 37th year that Foot Locker has sponsored this event. Longest continuous national championship, a true national championship. Everybody had to race here to get here, and they were outstanding today. So it's just a celebration of the sport of cross country in the United States.
Let's go down to the awards right now.
Well, it is such a pleasure to be standing here with the two Foot Locker national champions for 2015, Wayne Kaladi for the girls. Congratulations. And Drew Hunter for the boys.
Thank you.
Guys, congratulations. My goodness, for you especially, fourth last year, and then coming back and finally taking it. It's got to feel good to hold that plaque in your hand.
Yeah, it feels great. It's been the goal for a year now, and so I really, last year after I finished fourth, I was disappointed, and I knew coming back that I had one goal in mind, that was to win.
Well, you did it. Congratulations. Wayne, what a great plaque. What a piece of hardware to add to a great collection already. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I feel really great to finish, to win in this race because this is, I know, really fast cross. So I'm proud of my team and my, I don't know.
Your co-champion. Well, congratulations to both of you. I'm going to get out of the way. Another nice picture. Congrats.
Remember those faces, remember those names, remember the moment, because as we welcome them back one day, they'll be the great ambassadors that we've had here today, and they're now part of this Foot Locker family, and their names etched in the history of this race, which just gets better and better every year.
It does get better and better every year, but to see Wayne Kaladi come here, she was 20th last year, to finish first here on her last chance, pretty amazing. And to see everything that she's been through moving over here from Africa to come here to just show her stuff and to really be composed about it. I think it's just a neat story and one we'll be forever watching.
The experience factor really makes the difference, doesn't it? I mean, these are kids who've been here before. They know what they're going to do. They know how to race this course. It just seems to make such a difference in this. And I think maybe the mental part too, how to deal with all of this, the airplane travel and the hotel and all the press requirements and all that are required of them. I think that's pretty good. I think the experience pays off, and you never know who's comes back. We've had great, Galen Rupp, when he was a junior, finished dead last. And he came back the following year, ran that great race, finished second place. And we've had great runners who never made it here. Shalane Flanagan tried twice and never got here. So it shows you the talent here. You said we have Olympians there. We got Olympians probably somewhere in that 20 range, 20. You don't know, but boy, this is the first step, and we saw it today.
Well, sure, their bodies are still developing, and just that inner drive, which at the end of the day, when you talk to any Olympian, they say that's the most important thing. And so it'll be fun to see what happens from here. So thank you for tuning in wherever you are watching right now. Here from San Diego, California, Balboa Park, a great couple of races. Thanks, guys. It's been fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.